Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? Welcome on in. This is a DFS strategy video for the 2025 PGA Championship. My name is Eric, and throughout this week, I have posted quite a bit of videos for you guys to go check out. Now, most of those videos were posted yesterday or last night and the day before. That's a little bit of my fault, not being absolutely prepped, and also my AC unit kind of crapping the bed a little bit. Couldn't work on anything at all 2 days ago. So my apologies again. We're here though. We made it in time. I put all those videos out for you guys to go check out before jumping into this one, because I wanted to remind you all that there was a giveaway that I was running. It's a win the pot giveaway. I will again have to admit there wasn't much marketing and advertising for this giveaway. Basically just sent it out on X earlier today. So we only had 2 additional subscribers, which is fine. So instead of it being $24 pot, I'm gonna make it a $25 pot. So just for those that are gonna be coming into this video, either watching this on replay or coming into this live, just a reminder that this is live. I like to talk to the chat while I'm going through this. And don't be discouraged if you didn't get a chance to get into this giveaway. I run giveaways every single week. So any participation that you guys have on this video will go towards next week's giveaway. And it all goes towards the monthly giveaway that I do. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and throw up the giveaway, or put the giveaway on the screen, not throw it up, put it on the screen. We're going to do the weekly subscriber giveaway first, and then we're going to do the win the pot giveaway. So for the Truist Championship, I had 24 total entries, and this is for $5 giveaway here. We did have a couple roll calls, which I will be doing throughout this video as well. And all a roll call is like, at the 1 hour, I try to do this at every 1 hour mark. So at the 1 hour mark, I'll be like, okay, post this in chat. And then any of those that do post it in chat, that is how you'll get an entry into the giveaway. You'll get a roll call entry. So we did have quite a few there. We had 18, and then I had 6 people after the video went live, went in and posted comments. So let's go ahead and run this thing. Drum roll first. AJ win again. We shall see. Lombardi Lee, congrats, man. He had 2 total entries. Roll call was for the roll call number 1. So congrats, Lombardi Lee. That's $5 your way. I do believe send it to you through PayPal. I do remember that. So if I don't get that to you by tonight or tomorrow, just send me a friendly reminder saying, hey, I won the weekly giveaway, and I'll send you your money your way. All right, moving on to the PGA Championship. We had 34 total entries for the winner, or the win the pot. So this is going to be a $25 giveaway. Now, also, if you didn't want, or I should say this, you do have an opportunity to get a t-shirt instead if you'd like that. Hey, cash money is cash money. So if you want the cash instead, I don't blame you. But each one of my shirts is $25. I was wearing one version of it all throughout my videos. This live version, this is a different shirt, but this is also available to you guys. But yeah, the shirts are about $30, but I can make do for this giveaway. But anyways, win the pot giveaway. $25. Gabe Brown, congrats, Gabe. It's been a while since you've won a giveaway. He had 4 total entries. He was pretty, I don't know if he has the most entries into this giveaway, but he was pretty proactive. He tried to go and comment on each of my videos. So congrats, Gabe. You are a winner of either $25 or a t-shirt. Your pick. And just to show you that this isn't rigged, it is random. So And of course, like I said, all of these entries are going to go into the monthly giveaway. So I'll just show you guys right now. I'll go copy all this over. I feel like I need to delete some of that stuff. I'll have to double check. Was last week the first week the truest? Technically it was. Okay. So this all gets deleted. This is all old news. So we'll go ahead and post the truest there. And then also everyone so far that has commented on, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll try to be good with this, because you guys can still go on any of those videos, go comment on any of them, and you'll get entries into the giveaway. So if you haven't yet, go do it. If you already have, you don't get additional entries for the same video that you go and comment on. You just get one free entry per video. So everybody here for the PGA Championship, I got you entered into the monthly giveaway. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So yes, throughout this video, like at the 1 hour mark, I will do a roll call. So I'll just get it preloaded just so I'm ready for when you guys start typing in whatever I told you guys to do. All right. Let me catch up with chat before we jump into this video. Actually, before we actually jump into the video, let me remind you what I like to cover in these videos. Now, normally on a strategy video, I cover everything that I already covered throughout the week for the PGA Championship. So I normally like to go over the course statistics, like the course and tournament information. I like to go over the pass optimal and GPP winning lineups. I like to go over the bucket system. I've already done those 3 videos. And I also did a first look when it came to just looking at the salaries. So all of those segments have already been completed. The only thing left to do is to talk about the marquee tee times and then just get right into lineup building. But I'm also here to kind of talk about strategies this week because of the salaries that are used, and answer anybody that's in chat. So the chat again is live, so I will talk to everyone that I possibly can, including right now. So I'm gonna go at the top of the list. Gabe goes, don't have enough research done to ask you to build anything. My son and daughter got to meet Bryson out there today. Too bad I had to work so they can do all the cool stuff. Good luck, everyone. That's awesome. Yeah. Gabe lives out in Charlotte, I believe, right? Usually during the Wells Fargo Championship, he will reach out to me or we'll talk about, you know, players to watch, stuff like that. AJ Love goes, I am here looking forward to the marquee tee time and making my decisions, or tee time info to make my decisions. Yeah. Joanne, good evening. David Steele, good evening. Nice to see you in the chat. John Bizzle, what's going on, man? Let's hit the sweet spot. Yes. Josh Maz, what's up, man? Denny Barry. I'm just here to watch AJ win the drawing. Yeah, he did. What was it? 2 weeks in a row that he won? Not this time. Joanne with saying AJ win again. Gabe going, let's go. Trying to help a brother out. Nice work. Here in chat, 25% of my profit this week goes towards next week's drawing. Whoa. You're going to put $5 towards next week's drawing? Is that what you're trying to say? Or 25%? Yeah, that'd be $5. Don't bet on me profiting though. Already was counting the money. All right. Let's go ahead and let's do this first. Let's recap some of the information that I covered during the other videos that I posted. So the very first thing that I want to talk about are the salaries. So, and this is before we get into the marquee tee times. I hate the 5K range. I think most of you guys know this. I absolutely I can't stand it. I get it. Casuals coming into the, into the DraftKings space or even the FanDuel space. I understand. We want them to feel like we want them to have fun with building lineups. But I don't think I don't think it's really necessary. Like it isn't needed. Like people are smarter than I think DraftKings gives them credit for. So the 5K range just stinks. It just stinks. And the first thing that I talked about in the course, or when was it? I think it might have been during the first look, is that I like to, and I'm going to bring the website over here and go into the cheat sheet. By the way, if you want to use the optimizer that I'll be using throughout this video, you can just go to the website. You don't have to have an account and just click on optimizer. It will send you to a page. I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll send you to this page right here. A pop-up will happen. You just put your email address right in here, hit request now, and I'll send you the optimizer that I will be using throughout this video to build lineups. But on the screen right now is the cheat sheet. And if I scroll down to this cheat sheet, this is the Google sheet. This is where I want you guys to go to. I see a couple people in here already. And if I zoom in, have this price conversion tool. One of the tabs down at the bottom of the sheet says price conversion. And what I ended up doing was converting these price tags, these obnoxious price tags, to what they normally would be from week to week. And the reason that I primarily did this was because I obviously analyze salaries and optimal lineups, GPP winning lineups, sweet spot optimals. That data needs to be very similar to each other, to itself, or to other tournaments in order for it to make any sense. So yes, we do have $13,400 or $13,400 Sky Scheffler. We also have Stone Min $5,000 golfers. And I think the cheapest reasonable golfer that you could play would be Rafael Campos. Something like that. I'm not recommending it, but you know, he just won during the fall season, so he's a recent PGA Tour winner. You could do worse. Justin Lauer's going to be a guy that will show up a lot on the optimizer because his metric for this week is pretty good, and especially at $5,300, it makes lineup building easy. But quite frankly, there's a lot of other golfers that you could consider, like Nicholas Norgard-Moller, Patrick Fishburne, even Laurie Cantor. You know, a lot of people I think were interested in him during the Masters, just because he was a Euro that, you know, was getting pretty hot. He had just had a victory leading into the Masters. I like the assassin, Rio Assassine. He's at Sune. I know how to say his name, but we like to call him the assassin around here. Johnny Vegas could be a play, and I'm not going to go over every single golfer, but there are certain golfers in this range. You know, Mackenzie Hughes is not a terrible play. A lot of golfers down this 5K range make it easy to stick some of these golfers together. Like you could literally do a Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau lineup. I showed it during the first look. I think I also did it during the Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups video that I posted. It is possible. You can certainly do this, and I don't think it's really a bad strategy, because during the Pass Optimal and GPP winning lineups, I was showing you how some of these $13,000, you know, when the max price in one of the lineups is 13,000 plus, I showed you what a lot of those lineups look like. One of them had another 10K golfer in it. Now, it wasn't something expensive like this. It wasn't a 13-4 and 11-5. I think it was a 13-4 and 10-8, or maybe even 11. Maybe it was like 13-3 and 11,000. I think that's what it ended up being. So it's not, you know, not quite what we see here, but you could do something like this. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. And I know, like, as long as you can put a lineup together that stays under the salary cap, obviously it's possible. But that's not how I do that. I don't give that type of advice unless I dig into the stats and try to figure out if it's even plausible, if it's smart, if it's intelligent to do those types of things. And then that's when I'll say, yeah, you know what, we could do it and it would be fine. And this week you can do that and it'd be fine. But to continue on, the 10K range, I pretty much like everybody except for Oberg in the 10K, or, you know, this 10K, the tier 1 price range. The tier 2 price range, which is 9,500 to 10.4. I just call this the 9K range. I also like golfers in here, except for Neiman. And I'm also kind of anti-Brooks this week. I'm not set on that. I'm not like a lot of other streamers or a lot of content creators who only build one lineup. I'm going to be extremely transparent with you. I build hundreds of lineups during the major championships. As long as there are contests for me to reserve, that determines how many lineups I'll create. So unfortunately for the PGA Championship, they got rid of one. Like, they only posted one of my favorite contests, which is the winner take all, the $1 winner take all. They only had one iteration of that contest. They didn't do a second one, and they didn't do a third one like they did at the Masters. They did 3 of them at the Masters. They just did one, and it filled up yesterday, and they have not replenished it at all. So that is extremely disappointing. Maybe they will. I don't know. It's still pretty early. It's Tuesday, so it's possible. But yeah, it really just depends on how many contests that I can reserve to really understand how many lineups I need to create. Because I like to create as many unique lineups as possible. I do not like to play the same lineup in several contests. 1, I played the percentages, and 2, I'm not that full of myself. Like, the joke here would be, yeah, I am to an extent, but like, I think that's so weird that people do that. If you're limiting your bankroll and you only want to put one lineup in like a $33 contest and that's it, you don't want to build any more lineups, you don't want to spend any more money, I get it. That makes sense. But I feel like I have a really good system as to how to profit in DraftKings. And it requires building unique lineups and spreading them out. And as long as you can make your money back from the contest that you enter, that's all that this is about. Have your few little lotto tickets in there with the Millie Maker or whatever, and make your money back on all the other small contests. That's usually what I do. And I will create a video sometime in the future how I go about doing that. I kind of already have. I don't remember where it is, but I believe there is something out there where I do discuss that. It could be a part of a different video. It could be part of one of these types of videos, so it'd be hard to find. Anyways, I say all of that, so now I'm going to come full circle. I'm sorry for kind of branching off there, spider webbing. But when I tell you I don't like certain golfers, like Joaquin Niemann, like I was just kind of covering, all that this means is I'm going to limit my exposure to building lineups around him. I want to build at least one lineup with Joaquin Niemann in it, for sure. But I think if I wait it out, like I add my weights, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'll put it up on the screen right now. So my optimizer right here, you can set your max exposures under this column. It's called max own, which just means maximum ownership that you want to play a golfer at. And if I find Joaquin Niemann, which, what was he, 9,600. Currently it's at 20%, but I go into here, you know, Wednesday nights. I actually show you guys this Wednesday nights during the members only video. If you want access to that video, you have to be a white tier member and above. And hey, oh, by the way, I'll give out some of those white tier memberships if we can get this video up to 25 likes. If we can get up to 25 likes, I will give out 5 free YouTube memberships, and you'll be able to come watch Wednesday night. But yeah, you got to be a white tier member in order to actually get a membership to SweetSpotDFS, the YouTube channel. Anyways, what I'll end up doing with Joaquin Niemann is I'm going to put him down to 4%. So I'm really just going to play him 4%. I changed the max ownership to situate, or to what I would be comfortable playing Joaquin Niemann this week. And I mean, it's gonna be somewhere between 4 to 6%. Honestly, it'll be somewhere in there. I don't have much confidence playing Joaquin Niemann this week. I don't even care to. I don't think he has that much upside at 9,600. No, thank you. He should literally be 7,800 bucks. My personal opinion, he should be in the 7K range. Maybe low 8s, that's fine. But yeah, to me, he should be in the 7K range. So anyways, just going through the rest of these salaries, like I really like Patrick Cantlay at 9,500. And then going into what I call tier 3, the 8K range, we have a few 9K DraftKings golfers there that you can see. I don't mind anybody north of, I guess it's Russell Henley on up. I don't think I'm going to have much Jason Day. I think I'm going to set Jason Day's ownership exposure to 2%, maybe even 1%, maybe even less. If you don't know, Jason Day had some kind of vertebrae injury. I can't remember exactly what happened. I don't know if he had a slip disc or a disc slip or whatever. I'm not touching that. No, thank you. Will Zalatoris, I kind of have a rule, just never play Will Zalatoris 2 weeks in a row. There's something up with Will that I just feel like I don't think he's fully like recovered from his back injury. We would have seen him play more. He wouldn't have withdrawn 2 weeks ago. So I don't trust it. And I think this golf course demands more accuracy off the tee from Minwoo Lee, and Wyndham Clark is just battling some kind of demon or demons, whatever. He can't hit the ball straight to save his life. So I don't really care to play Wyndham Clark, and his little pouty boy attitude, no thank you. Just get away. I'm not going to go through the rest of these salaries. I think what I meant why I'm mentioning all of this, it has to do with what I said early on. You could go and hit and make a lineup with two 10K golfers in it. And the reason why I think it's very viable this week is because of how garbage some of these golfers are in this middle range. The middle range of where people want to be more conservative with their lineup builds. Like Sahith Theegala just withdrew last week because of an injury. Tom Kim is back to being small hands Tom Kim. If you don't know what that means, it just, his psychology is of that of a little man. And I mean, I shouldn't even say it that way. I don't want to, you know, make that sound worse than what it is. He's just a little boy. He acts like a little boy. He deals with these issues like a little boy. That's why I call him small hands Tom Kim. And he's right back to being small hands Tom Kim. Daniel Berger, I think it's fine. Honestly, that's a solid play. So too is Sepp Straka, so I don't mind those guys. I do like Sung Jae. Okay. I'm actually going to take back a lot of what I said. Justin Rose is like the only dude that I don't really care to play. He did withdraw last week because of illness, and usually golfers can get back from illness pretty fast. And he just came off a pretty good finish at the Masters tournament. So you would think showing up to another major championship, Justin Rose would be pretty decent, but you got to remember Justin Rose is old, and yeah, he did have time off, but I just think he's only good for maybe 1 or 2 weeks a year. That's it. So I'm not jumping on the bandwagon with everybody else about Justin Rose. I guess a lot of lineups where I just don't care, I guess really go in this range. Max Homa down. Like, I laughed at Max Homa's price tag. I just couldn't like, what? No thank you. Every golfer in this range, very volatile, very concerning. Like, just, I don't trust anybody there. If I scroll down a little bit more, there are a few names that I like down here, but the same thing applies. So really, like, from 6,000 on up, and even like 5,500, or just the whole 5K range on up to Max Homa at 7,600, I think a lot of these golfers I could just do without. I don't have to build lineups around those guys at all, which then lends itself, you can build lineups with a lot of these golfers up here. You could probably shove in 3 golfers within the top 12 priced golfers on the DraftKings slate. You could probably jam in 3 of them and be just fine. Now, I will say this, still follow the bucket system. Don't play 3 dudes from this bucket. Play 1 from here and 2 from here if you're going to jam in 3. I just don't see it going well if you try to jam in 3 golfers here. And I actually don't even think there's 3 really good plays that you want to do that. There's too much win equity, too many good names up here to ignore any of them. And then, yeah. So my 2 cents before going into the marquee tee times. I just wanted to mention all of that before we actually start building lineups. Let me get back to the chat, and then we're going to get right into the marquee tee times. So Gabe goes, if I win $100, I will throw 25 is what I meant. Oh, okay. Collie was 5th in a model I saw today. Yeah, I actually like Collie. Collie is really good in the optimizer. Shot Like Harden is in the chat. What's going on, man? Long time no see. How's baseball going with the kids? My model has Collie and Keith Mitchell in top 7. Whew. I laughed. Here, I'll show you. I cleared out all the optimizer locks that I had in here earlier. Watch what the most optimal lineup is that shows up. I laughed as soon as I saw it. I was like, of course. These are all golfers that I'm in on. I'll zoom in for you guys so you can see. It's Rory, JT, Sungjae, Keegan Bradley, Bud Colley, and Keith Mitchell. Yeah. No, I like that. And by the way, this isn't me like messing around. I didn't coerce this optimizer or program it to choose those golfers. I just put in the model that I typically do every single week. It spits out, the score, the metric that comes with these golfers. And then I just have the optimizer look at the bucket system rules and build a lineup. And that was it. I really like that lineup. Like, that's a really good lineup. And if you follow the salaries here and what they truly mean, that would be a 10, 9, 7, 7, 6, 6. And it's the upper 6. So it's pretty solid. They're put in the same lineup, or they put in the same lineup because they're greedy as hell. Who are you talking about? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Okay. Let's get in the marquee tee times. I don't think there's anything else to talk about, so let's do this. You can follow along with me, by the way, on the cheat sheet. I mentioned how to get to the cheat sheet. If you just don't remember, here it is. Go to SweetSpotDFS.com. There's a link in the description. Go check it out. Go under Fantasy Tools, hit Cheat Sheet. You'll come here, scroll down till you see this cheat sheet. Click here. It'll bring you to this page. And column O is where we're going to be focusing in on. So I'm going to bring all of that down. Go in here, and I'm going to apply a filter. You guys can apply the same filter. And we are looking at the top 9 groups of the PGA Championship. That is what the marquee tee times are. And if you are new to the channel, we go over the marquee tee times. Actually, let me give you the genesis of the marquee tee times. I started recording each group for each tournament dating back to the 2021 PGA Championship, the one that Phil Mickelson won at Kiowa Island. So we go back a long ways. It was a 2021. I could be totally wrong on that. It was 2021. It's been 4 years. 4 years I've been tracking this. 4 years I've been tracking the marquee tee times, and every single week for those last 4 years, we see something like 90% success rate on what I'm about to tell you. Find 2 to 4 golfers, 2 to 4 from the marquee tee times to anchor your lineups around, because over 90% of the time there are 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times, and it's just 2 to 4. It isn't 1, it isn't 5, it's 2 to 4. Somewhere in there, 2 to 4. And then the crazier thing that goes along with this is that 90% of those 90% of lineups, the golfers don't play together. They're not paired up together. So I'm a guy that likes to play the percentages. I'm going to put together a lineup that has a chance to win a GPP. And if all of the tracking that I've done for the last 4 years tells me that I want to select 2 to 4 golfers and also at the same time not pair them up with other golfers in their tee times, I'm going to do so. If you do the math on that, that's over 80%. 80% of the time, it works out. So basically that first lineup, which I think is laughable, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Xander Schauffele. That is the first group. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to say, yeah, the chances of one of these guys finishing inside the top 10, it's going to be pretty darn good. And oh, by the way, that's how I target the optimal lineup. I look at golfers who finish inside the top 10 for every single year, and we try to find common instances or common lead-in stats, I should say, of those golfers and apply it to this week's field. Which golfers have those same stats, those same lead-in stats or similar lead-in stats? We don't really have to do that with Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, or Xander Schauffele. They're three of the best golfers in the field, if not the three best. I mean, Bryson is probably the third best golfer right now. So I would definitely, you know, Xander's one of 5. He is 5th in my model. You can see that on the screen. If you wanted to start your lineups right here, got no issue with it. Think it's super solid, super smart. Now this makes things super interesting because now we go down to group 2 and you've got Bryson DeChambeau, Victor Hovland, and Gary Woodland. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you guys what you can do with this information. So if you are new to the channel, what I love about the whole SweetSpot process is that it points us to the correct direction, and it pushes us away from bad choices. A bad choice would be, all right, I'm gonna put Gary Woodland in a lineup with Victor Hovland and Bryson DeChambeau. That's a bad choice. It's against the rules. Don't do it. You're not gonna win money doing that. So that already gets written off. Now those are just 3 golfers out of 156. Not a big deal. But when you actually limit the lineup capabilities that you have on building lineups, it actually makes lineup building easier, and it actually puts you on the road of getting the optimal lineup or a GPP win faster and easier. Because again, if you follow the rules, you're already in the 80%, you know, success group or whatever you want to call it. So what you could do, just from the 2 groups we just looked at, if you like this group and you just know Scottie Scheffler, Rory, or Xander is going to finish inside the top 3, one of those guys is a shoo-in for the top 3. Select one of them. And then from the group down here, if you also think, you know, here, let me put it a different way. I like Bryson, and I started building lineups with Bryson and Rory. You can do that. Super simple, super easy. You still have a lot of salary left over to play with. So that's definitely a possibility. But if you're one of those guys that likes to play game theory and you're like, I'm not going to play Bryson, he's going to be super like high owned. Here's a natural pivot, a pivot you probably didn't even think about, a pivot that makes sense to the SweetSpot process and nowhere else. Pivot from DeChambeau at 11.5 to Victor Hovland at 9.8. I'm gonna go to a different page. Normally what you'll end up having people do is, okay, I like Bryson, I'm gonna pivot to one of the other 2 priced guys or 3 priced guys below him. So Bryson 11.5, you know, the easiest pivot for me to do is Colin Morikawa at 10.4. So I'm gonna go 10.4 Morikawa, and then I'll just eat the chalk with Rory McIlroy instead. That's how people normally pivot. They just pivot $100 away from each other. Well, with the SweetSpot process, what you could do is you could pivot to Gary Woodland at $5,800. That would be a SweetSpot pivot, going from DeChambeau to Woodland. That's a SweetSpot pivot. If you want to do that, more power to you. That's how beautiful the system works. You can do that. Now, obviously, you have to understand Gary Woodland doesn't have as much win equity as Bryson DeChambeau or even Victor Hovland. But that might get you on someone like Victor Hovland, who might not be a golfer you think is a pivot from Bryson DeChambeau. So those are the first 2 groups, and I just wanted to explain all that just to, you know, for any new listener to get an idea what to do. Group 3 is Colin Morikawa, Justin Thomas, and Dustin Johnson. Again, the same thing I just said for the previous groups applies to this one. Colin Morikawa might be a high-owned guy. Or maybe Justin Thomas will be more of the high owned guy. A pivot from Justin Thomas could be Colin Morikawa. And that lineup that was on the optimizer that you saw went Rory JT. Well, here's a natural pivot. Instead of going Rory JT, you could go Rory Colin Morikawa. I don't know how frequent that lineup, like the beginning of a lineup, would be that. Wow, what am I trying to say? That might not be a popular combination to start lineups with, going with Rory McIlroy and Colin Morikawa. Might not be. So this would be one way to do that. But also at the same time, I was already feeling Rory and JT. So personally for me, all this does is reinforce that I want to start my lineups like this. And quite frankly, I kind of like even Xander JT or Scotty JT. So I feel really good about this group. And quite frankly, I also feel really good about Bryson, more so than Victor Hovland or Gary Woodland. So there are a lot of unique options in group 1, 2, and 3 to combo your lineups or to anchor your lineups around. Going to group 4, it's Jon Rahm, Patrick Cantlay, and Matt Fitzpatrick. Personally, I like Cantlay. I don't think it's going to be very easy to make a Cantlay, JT, and then maybe it could be. Maybe going Bryson. I told you guys you could jam in 3 guys at the top. And you know what? I'm just going to show you what that even looks like. This is probably a better way to actually utilize this type of this segment. So I had said JT, Bryson, and Patrick Cantlay. So using the sweet spot process, let's see what kind of lineup it spits out. It builds a lineup pretty easily, and it includes an 8K golfer. That's what I'm saying about this week with lineup building. It just, you kind of have to separate yourself. And by the way, the optimizer does all of the things that I've ever discussed in any of the videos this week on its own. And really this follows what? 10, 2 9s, a 7, and 2 6s. That's what it follows. But you know, maybe if you don't like Harry Hall, we can just run this optimizer once again, see what spits out. Maybe it's Grazerman, maybe it's not. It switches it. Oh, it actually includes Grazerman, but you get Keegan Bradley and Keith Mitchell to go with Grazerman. It's a pretty fantastic lineup. Like, these types of lineups are way more exciting than trying to do a balanced lineup. And Johnny Vegas, I had mentioned Johnny Vegas wouldn't be a bad play. I don't mind it. Definitely going to be off the radar for most people. And then the Assassin with JJ Spawn. Keegan Bradley, JJ Spawn, and the Assassin to go with Bryson, JT, and Patrick Cantlay. So anyways, just showing you some ideas of how you can build lineups using the sweet spot process. And it works out. Hey, even if I wanted to go from Bryson to say Rory, I bet you I could do that as well. And I'm just curious. I just want to show you guys. So we go $700 more expensive. We'll see what happens. Yeah, of course you can still build a lineup. Rory, JT, Cantlay, JJ Spawn, Keith Mitchell, and we were just talking about Gary Woodland. So there's 4 golfers that I just went over in those marquee tee times. Now let's kick Gary Woodland out. I'm not sold on Gary Woodland. But from here, look at this lineup. Okay, JJ Spawn and Keith Mitchell. The optimizer loves them. So for all those that are looking for lineups built later, keep that in mind, because I'm going to keep asking you, do you like JJ Spawn? Do you like Keith Mitchell? Do you want me to continue playing those guys? I'm actually going to kick Keith Mitchell out, and I'm also going to kick JJ Spawn out just to see what the optimizer does. I want to see, you know, maybe a different type of lineup here. Oh, what a sexy lineup. By the way, if you guys don't know, I like to play music whenever I see a sexy lineup. So it's a sexy lineup. I like this lineup so much. But that's what I'm saying. You can build lineups like that this week, and that's what I'm going to do. I think building lineups this way is going to be more advantageous than doing like a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. Although this is pretty darn close. This is a 10, 2 9s, 1 7, and 2 6s. When I tell you can start a lineup or start a lineup with a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6 starting point, you can make up to 2 substitutions. So I'm obviously skipping the 8K range and bumping it up to the 9K range. And then I'm taking one of the 7s and I'm bumping it down to a 6. So those are 2 substitutions. That works out. That is the whole sweet spot process. So I want to give you those types of examples as to what I would do and what I think about when using the marquee tee times to build lineups. Now, there are more golfers to talk about in these marquee tee times. There's more groups to talk about. By the way, this is another good pivot point from, say, Patrick Cantlay. So if, you know, in that lineup that I had Rory, JT, and Patrick Cantlay. Well, we could actually sub out Cantlay, put in Jon Rahm, and because that might be too expensive, now we pivot from JT to maybe Viktor Hovland. And then that would work also. That is a very unique lineup build that I don't think many people are going to be doing. Anchoring your lineups around Rory, Hovland, and Rahm, probably not going to be very popular. But it's doable in the sweet spot process. Definitely doable. The next group, in group 5, I've got Ludwig, Jordan Spieth, and Patrick Reed. I got no issues there. Patrick Reed, to me, honestly, is the more attractive player out of that group. Oberg is 24th in my model. Spieth is 21st in my model. And Patrick Reed is 30th in my model. And they're separated by 12. Well, Spieth and Patrick Reed are separated by $1,200. And Oberg and Spieth are separated by $1,500. Spieth is a better ranked golfer than Oberg for me in the PGA Championship. So super, super interesting. Going to the next group, it's Matsuyama, Wyndham Clark, Tom Kim. I put the writing on the wall. I'm going to stay away from Pouty Boy, Wyndham Clark. Pouty Boy, he pouts all the time when he's on the golf course. I'm going to stay away from him, and I'm definitely going to stay away from small hands Tom Kim. He was just in an alternate event, which I think is somewhat embarrassing, to be quite honest with you. To be in the alternate event when all of your friends were playing in the signature event, when you were going to be a perennial, you know, I won't say all-star, but pretty much on the PGA Tour. The guy came out firing. He won a couple events. I know Byron Lindeque, back 9 bets. Him and I had our little thing last year during the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, where I'm just like, no, you can see it. You can see it right here, stamped on his forehead. I am not confident. You could see that. You see that you currently see the same thing. Don't want to touch Tom Kim. Don't want to touch Pouty Boy Wyndham Clark. Although I think out of the two, Wyndham Clark has more upside than Tom Kim. Hideki Matsuyama, oh boy, does he seem like a snake coiled in long grass? Like, seriously. I think I watched a little bit of him on Thursday or Friday of the Truist Championship, and I don't remember which round it was, but he just looked off. Like, yeah, he hadn't played a lot, but then he had that round, what was it, 63 or something like that? The lowest round on Saturday? Or I think it was a Saturday round. And what did he end up finishing? I think he finished top 10. Okay, he finished 17th. 17th at the Truist. Not terrible. Oh yeah, by the way, Tom Kim in the alternate event finished 54th place. In an alternate event. 54th place. Now the golf course could be tough. You never know. But like, you know, Mackenzie Hughes, Ryan Fox, I don't remember who else was in the playoff, but they did pretty well. And compared to Tom Kim, that's not saying a lot of good things about Tom Kim. But Matsuyama, hey, $9,400. That's not a bad price. If you want to pivot from Patrick Cantlay to somebody, Matsuyama could be the guy. And again, you know, like I said, there are natural pivots in this sweet spot process. I started a lineup with Rory, JT, and Patrick Cantlay. They're in different groups. Now, I told you could pivot, you know, from Cantlay to Jon Rahm, but that would be too expensive to have JT in this lineup. But what you could do is pivot from JT down to Hideki Matsuyama. And now you could start a lineup with Rory, Jon Rahm, and Hideki Matsuyama, and it fits the sweet spot process. Heck, let's go see what a lineup looks like. Rory, Rahm, and Matsuyama. Rory, Jon Rahm, and Hideki Matsuyama. And do I want to clear some of these guys out? No, well, we'll just keep that as is. We have McIlroy, Rahm, Matsuyama, JJ Spaun, Keith Mitchell, and Mackenzie Hughes. So a similar lineup than we just saw. I don't want... So JJ Spaun and Keith Mitchell, again, for all of those that want lineups built later, remember those names. They're going to show up a lot. The optimizer loves them. And if you don't want to play them, let me know and we'll kick them out before we start building lineups. We have McIlroy, Rahm, Matsuyama, Keegan Bradley, Ben Griffin, and Justin Lauer. That lineup is just fine, honestly. I don't hate it. I know a lot of people are going to be pounding on the distance drum, like, yo, we want golfers that hit the ball far. You're going to find 2 golfers inside the top 10 who are on the short side of hitting the ball far. They will be small ball hitters that will finish inside the top 10, and at least one of them will be in the optimal lineup. I guarantee you it. I've seen this too much. I'd keep track of it way too much. I just know it's going to happen. So if you're going to stick to 6 golfers that bomb the golf ball, you might win money. You're not going to win a GPP. I'll just throw it out there right now. I'll put 20 bucks on it. If you do 6 golfers, if you watch this stream before the PGA Championship, go put your bets in the chat. You're not going to have 6 bombers in the optimal lineup. Just not going to happen. So anyways, something like this. Ben Griffin, Cam Young just showed life last week. And Patrick Fishburne is a guy you probably wouldn't even think about playing. He is a bomber. Patrick Fishburne is. He mashes it off the ball or off the tee. But yeah, there's Ricky Fowler. Yeah, put Ricky Fowler in there. So anyways, just showing you different ideas. And spending a lot of time on the marquee tee times just because we can. I'm not going over any of the other segments, so we have time to do this kind of stuff. Group 7, look at that. There's Keegan Bradley. We just saw him show up in a bunch of these lineups. Keegan Bradley, Mav McNeely. If you want a pivot from Bradley, Novak or McNeely could be those guys. I bet you McNeely is the lowest price out of all of them, and I probably like McNeely more than I like Bradley, despite Bradley being a better golfer in my model. The group after that is Minwoo Lee, Corey Connors, and Rasmus Højgaard. I don't trust Minwoo Lee at this golf course. I would much rather play Corey Connors. And anything, Rasmus Højgaard at $6,600 is not a bad play. Not a bad play. And then our last group is Sam Burns, Akshay Bhatia. Gosh, I was watching Cam Stewart just butcher his name. Bhatia. What's up with this Akshay Bhatia guy? Akshay Bhatia. And then Denny McCarthy. Which reminds me, anybody who wants in on this, leave a comment after this video goes live saying Denny McCarthy. Just post Denny McCarthy in the comments after this video goes live, not in the chat. And if he wins the golf tournament, you'll get in a draw for a Denny McCarthy signed golf ball. So I have that up here with me. So maybe it's Denny McCarthy for you guys that you want to build your lineups around. I don't mind it. Not a big deal. Denny McCarthy plays well at big tracks, and he has played well at wow, I'm having a brain fart. This golf course is called Quail Hollow. I couldn't think of Quail Hollow. Denny McCarthy has played well at Quail Hollow. I think it was the 2023 Wells Fargo where Wyndham Clark won. Denny McCarthy was up there. And that was also the same year that he played well at the Memorial Tournament, which is another big boy golf course where Victor Hovland had won. So, yeah, Denny's not a bad play. Akshay's not a bad play. And oh, by the way, all the shade that Sam Burns has been given, I want to remind every one of you guys, Sam Burns at his peak can play with anybody, including his good friend Scotty Scheffler. Sam Burns has that skill level. He'd been, for whatever reason, I've heard stories that he just loves being a father and is more focused on being a father than he is being a golfer. I don't know how true that is, But anytime you hear a story about Sam Burns, he loves his son Bear. His son's name is Bear. And like, if that's the case, that's the case. Golfers can come back around. They can get right back into the swing of things, and who knows what other things are going on. Last week at the Truist Championship, played pretty good. Pretty well, I should say. Did finish 30th, but he was up there for a while. And then you saw glimpses at the Byron Nelson. Sam Burns, yeah, I should call him that. Sam Burns is a birdie maker. And when obviously at the Byron Nelson, he was making birdies. Had really good scores. I have no issue playing Sam Burns. I'm not telling you, hey, you should anchor your lineup around Sam Burns because I just have this fantastic feeling about Sam Burns this week. Not saying that. I'm just telling you, the shade that he's getting is unwarranted. Unwarranted, in my opinion. So, all right. That's it. Those were the marquee tee times. We're gonna get into lineup building right now. And I'll see, or I saw some people in the chat leaving messages. I'll get to you guys here. So here's what I'm gonna do. What are we at the 1 hour mark? Okay, we're close enough. Close enough to the 1 hour mark. I don't want you to post your lineups in here just yet. Don't do that. I know some of you guys are chomping at the bit. Don't put the golfers in just yet. For the first roll call, who is your favorite golfer? Who is your favorite golfer from the marquee tee times? Just post it in the chat. Your favorite golfer. This is for roll call 1 for the giveaway next week. It goes towards the weekly giveaway. It goes towards the monthly giveaway. Who is your favorite golfer from the marquee tee times? Good Night says Sam Burns deserves more shave. What, you talking about his 5 o'clock shadow? All right, let's see here. Lots of people in here. Gabe goes, that's a sick lineup. Phil Lauer, Homa, Xander, Ludwig. You're early. Yeah, leave that. You can put that in soon. I'm gonna skip that right now, but post it soon. I'm gonna ask you guys to give me golfers pretty soon. Charlotte Harden says, I would have had second in a big NBA contest the other day, but the first place guy had 7 of the same in his lineup with you. Oh, 7 of the same lineup in the contest. Oh, yikes. How lucky is that, dude? Wow. Joe Mama, does anyone think driving accuracy may be underrated because it sounds like cabbage off the fairway is going to be thick? Yeah, with all the rain that they're getting, I imagine the rough's going to be a little thicker than usual, a little soupier than usual. So, I don't have an issue with that. I think, I find golf analysis to be so interesting. Everybody wants golf to be like any of the other sports. Like Steph Curry, we know, is a 46% three-point shooter or something similar to that. 44, 46%. Pretty damn close to 50% or whatever it ends up being. We know he's a good shooter. So we know when he shoots the ball, it is likely he's going to, he's going to make those shots at the same rate that he typically does every single night. That's not how golf works. Hitting a ball off the tee at 170 mile an hour club, or not 170, Jesus, that's a lot. We're talking about ball speed there. At 115 miles an hour club head speed, or 120, 125, 130, depending on who is hitting the golf ball. Being off a fraction of a degree is about 10 to 15 yards difference. Of like, just say like a quarter of a degree. It's 10 to 15 yards. So for some of our golfers that we know driving accuracy is good, like they're good with their driving accuracy, one, all depends on where the tees are located and where they want to try to hit the ball. It all comes down to execution. If you just barely miss hit it, you're not going to hit your spot. So like, yeah, over time, obviously stats normalize. All obviously, I know this. I am a data analyst. I get it. I'm also a golfer. Like, sometimes at certain events, you would much rather be on the right side of the rough than the left side of the fairway. Sometimes that's true. It's not always. Most golfers would rather be in the fairway. But if you're trying to, you know, if you have forgiveness off the hole where you could actually hit the rough, there's no penalty in hitting the rough. But your stats will reflect, you know, being in the rough. There's so much stuff that goes into golf. I'm not so worried. And I think like Josh Bennett, if you remember Jish Swish, he had mentioned this a long time ago. And I'm actually going to bring up my website. If I go to strokes gain stats, the strokes gain stats page, which is available to all of you guys. Actually, let me bring up a calculator. Calculator is going to be so much easier to do this. Okay. So I've got a calculator here. Normally there are about 14 holes where there's driving accuracy. Well, what if we hit 10 holes out of 14? The fairway. 10 holes out of 14, we'd have a 71% driving accuracy. Well, what happens if we only hit 9 out of 14? 64. It's a 7% difference. 7% difference. And if that was just the case, it's just one fairway more or one fairway less. It really is negligible, but it's like 7% is such a big deal. And quite frankly, the one hole that, you know, golfer B misses the fairway versus golfer A might not even handicap him, might not even hurt him. And the same could be applied for a golfer who only hits 8 out of 14 fairways. Oh, geez, I did the wrong thing. 8 out of 14. That's 57%. 57 versus 71. You're going to trust the guy who hits it 71% of the time. Look at that. Scotty Scheffler, 71.4. That's that's exactly the number right here. This number right here. 71.4. Yeah, a lot of guys here with 50%, 55, 57, 51. That's 8. That's 8 fairways out of 14. Average per tournament. So listen, if there's a guy who's just, he only hits half, even half isn't that bad. Let's say he hits only 5 out of 14 fairways. That's 35%. Yeah, that's a golfer we can just ignore. But his off the tee stats are going to look bad anyways, because you have to have a combination of accuracy and distance in order to be good off the tee. Anyways, there's my little quick derailment. And that's no shade, by the way. I like going over this stuff just to educate. Charlotte Carden says Mitchell 14% ownership in 6K range is wild. His odds to win are far better where they have him priced. You know what though, Charlotte Carden? This kind of goes to what I was saying about the cheat sheet. Let me go ahead and put that up. On the cheat sheet, that price conversion, what's 6,200? He would be in the 6K range. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Nope. He's a 6K golfer. Never mind. Never mind. Ignore me. Baseball season is over and summer team starts in a week. Jeez. Yeah. No breaks. Yeah. Gabe says, got to run. Good luck, everyone. Catch the rest in the morning. Awesome. Wheels Up says, I'd rather take a cheap 5K for upside plus more top guys. If I'm right, I'll have more consistent top tier plays around him. Whereas if I hit on a 5K range, but Scotty falls, it's for naught. Thoughts? Whereas if I hit on the 5K range, I think, okay, I also think this has a lot to do with just similar golf course. You know, like here, I'll put I'll pin the chat just because some people might be wondering what I'm reading. I don't think it's for naught. This is just like any other event that Scotty Scheffler's in, right? I think I still think you have to make that determination. Do you want to play Scotty this week, or are you cool with jumping down, you know, a few $1,000s to another golfer that has pretty high upside? I don't have an issue with that. I think that's just fine. I just realized the music's really low. Yeah, Scotty's very expensive, but he's not that, he honestly isn't that much more expensive than he was, say, at the Byron Nelson. Comparatively, when the lowest price was $6,000 there, here with $5,000, again, how I adjusted him, he's like a $12,400 golfer, and that's pretty cheap for Scotty Scheffler. I think that's pretty cheap. So I actually I'm not too worried about Scotty's price, if that makes sense. Mitchell, 14%. 14% ownership in the 6K range is wild. His odds to win are far better where they have him priced. Okay, Keith's odds are up around Sungjae? For real? Wow. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. AJ Love says, sorry, I was finishing up orange chicken. There's nothing to be sorry about, man. Get your food. I feel like the 5K range has some stronger golfers than the 7K range. It's exactly how I feel too, Shalai Carden. Did I miss the marquee tee times? I just got done with them. So, yeah. AJ goes, I like Xander Cantlay. I don't mind Xander Cantlay. And Shalai Carden says, I like Xander. I agree, like Shakara and Norgard. That was towards Shalai Carden. Lombardi Lee, what's going on, man? You won $5, sir. Taking matchups versus Tom Kim, I think. Says Wheels Up. I think that's smart. Keith Mitchell, first round leader again. Joe Mama says Tom Kim is in the doldrums right now. Yes, he's deep into the doldrums. Shalai Carden says Morikawa 7%, JT 16%. That's negligible to me, man. To me, 16% versus 7% isn't that big of a difference. Somebody can explain that type of ownership to me, why it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. I put a top 10 on Woodland at 15-1. Sam Burns deserves more shave. I said that one. Okay, now we're into the giveaways. All right, we're gonna build lineups here pretty soon, guys. I know some of you are probably waiting for that. David Steele, nice to see you again. Good night. Nice to see you. Joanne is still in the chat. Love it. Nathan Johnson says JT. I like JT this week. Bryson is in the chat. Haven't seen Bryson in a long time in the chat. He does email me quite a bit for the optimizer. Lombardi Lee. Tim Tulos. Phil Lauer going 1. Making up his own rules as he goes through. Okay, I think I got everybody. Good night going, what up, Shalai Carden? Yeah, I hate when people do that in contests. Re-enter like 3 to 10 times. I accidentally did that last week. Good night, how's it going? Did you like my maximum Homa pick last week? Did you have a maximum Homa pick last week? I thought you put it in the chat, or you put it in the video for this week. Hit the like, please, says Wheels Up. Yeah, if we get to 25 likes, I'm giving out 5 YouTube memberships. Shalai Carden says Denny also plays well in Houston, which is also a big boy course. I'm here for the burns of gas up. I figured you would like that, Shalai Carden. Hey, Eric, what do you think about Jordan Spieth going for the Grand Slam this week? I think he's going to fall up short. I don't know. I actually have a hot take. I'll say it after I mention all of this. After I go through the chat. AJ Love says, Mitchell is like my boy Axel, says knocking on heaven's door. He's going to win soon, I believe. Maybe. Who, me, Eric? Yes, you, Lombardi Lee. Charlie Harden goes, I think if he stayed aggressive like he is round 1 throughout all 4 rounds, he would win a lot. You're talking about Burnsy? Might, yeah. Trey 1, yo. My boy Trey hit the 1 too. Wheels Up says, my reason is primary concern is salary allocation. Utilizing Scotty significantly impacts ownership. I believe a lower priced high potential player hits high value pockets without Scotty. I'd have to run the analysis on that, man. That is very interesting. I could probably create a tool that does that. But what I would tell you, what we've seen from Scotty Scheffler, he lives up to the hype more than you think. Fade Scotty this week. It's no longer maximum effort, it's maximum Homa, or Maximium Homa, his new nickname. Oh, you're talking about Kashmir Keith. Oh, I got you. Well, I almost feel like Keith Mitchell sees himself at the top of the leaderboard and then gets complacent. He just is like, yeah, you know what? Golf is easy. I'm just going to continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. And then it just doesn't work out for him. And then he starts choking because he gets all like hyped up and scared, and then it just doesn't work out. Phil Lauer goes, I'm trying to become a millionaire this week. So am I, man. So am I. Sounds good, Lombardi Lee. Okay, let's get into lineups. Let's start building lineups. Right meow. We are what? An hour? No, that's fine. We kind of riffed we riffed for a little while. Yeah, that works. Okay. You guys know the drill. 2 to 4 golfers. I'll put in the chat. 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times. Shot like Harden with the first one. Boom. Quick. Trey goes, DraftKings had winner without Rory and Scotty. I took Bryson for $300 to win 3,000. Oh, the winner without Rory and Scotty. I see. All right, man. Well, good luck. Hopefully you crush it. All right. If you guys are unaware of this segment, I build lineups for everybody that's in chat. Whoever participates, that is. So I ask for 2 to 4 golfers to build lineups around, and I want them to be from the marquee tee times, following the Sweet Spot rules. I will definitely shame you if you don't follow those Sweet Spot rules. But I'll also be like, fine, we can do this if you want. But I put 3 minutes up on the board or on the screen. Try to build 10 lineups within those 3 minutes. If I'm close, I'll finish it out. If I'm not close, because we're trying to figure stuff out, I'll probably just move on. But depending on how much participation, I don't want this video to be super long. I do need to get a decent night's rest. So, yeah, we'll see how long it takes. And then we might even come in for seconds. Who knows? Okay. If anything, guys, pause the video right now. Screenshot this if you still are trying to figure out golfers to play. I'm going to remove this from the screen, pull up the optimizer, and we're going to start building lineups. And it's no surprise that Shot Like Harden wants Scotty Scheffler and Sammy Burns. Sammy Biscuits. I will keep all of the 6K golfers kind of the same. Actually, I'll change it to be actually 1 out of 5% is fine, because this will give you all an opportunity to get at least one of these 6K golfers. Because if I build 10 lineups for each person, once it comes back around, the 5% won't hit. Actually, I need it at 6%. That's what I needed at. It's got to be at 6%. It's the only way to let y'all get a 6K golfer, maybe the same 6K golfer in your lineups. But we go Scotty. Whoa. Charlie Carden says Burnsy and Scotty. Not Scotty and Burnsy, but Burnsy and Scotty. I have a feeling we're going to see some good lineups built this way. Sammy Biscuits. Oh boy. We have the puke emoji. All right, man, if you say so. I like it. Okay. Timer is on the screen. You should know what this is all about, Mr. Shalik Harden. Here we go. Whoa. I'm on the wrong page. Let's go here. Here we go. First lineup with Burnsy and Scotty is Scheffler, Thomas, love it already. Burns, Bradley, Mitchell, and the grease trap, as Byron Lindeque would say. Max Grazerman. There you go. There's your Mitchell. And we go Scotty Scheffler, JT, Burns, Bradley, Colley, Harry Hall. You know what? I have mispriced these guys. This should be 100% all the way down to 6,200. That's where the 6K range actually starts. So you'll get more Keith Mitchell. Just throwing that out there. We get Scheffler, Thomas, Burns, Bradley, JJ Spawn, and Patrick Fishburne. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to make a rule. Oh, this is a good lineup too. Scheffler, JT Burns, Bradley, Gerard, Mac Hughes. Here, I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to do it on the fly. And I think for $6,900 and down, I want it just at 33%. So that way we won't see too much Burns. We won't see too much Keegan. We won't see too much of anything. You'll get at least 33% of those guys. This lineup, Scheffler, Thomas Burns, Adam Scott, JJ Spawn, and Ben Griffin. It's not bad. Don't hate it. Fishburne's broken. I think he actually, there's more potential in him now versus like the Mexico Open. I'll say that. Scheffler, JT, Burns, Finau, Hoagie, Vegas. Okay, do you want this much Justin Thomas? Shalik Harden. That's a lot of JT. Every single one of your lineups has Justin Thomas in it. Do you want me to kick him out? Let me know. If you're cool with it, we'll continue building, but if you want him out, we'll take him out. I love JT. Fine with it. Okay. Here's another lineup. We get Scheffler, Thomas Burns, Finau, Hoagie, and Johnny Vegas. Oh, we already did that one. Sorry. Moving on. Scheffler, JT, Straka, Burns, Adam Hadwin, and Rio the Assassin. Scheffler, Thomas Burns, Pendrith, JJ Spawn, Lucas Glover. I don't mind Lucas Glover. That's fine. Scheffler, JT Burns, Aaron Rai, Kitayama, and Jacob Bridgman. Okay. That's different. In the last lineup, we go Scheffler, Thomas Burns, Pendrith, Jaeger, Woodland. Hey, man, I don't hate it. It's at 3 sevens. That's considered 3 sevens. 10, 9, 3 sevens, and a 6. That makes sense. Okay. Remember, this is the sweet spot. What do we call it? Can't think of the word. Conversion. The sweet spot conversion. There we go. All right. Those were lineups for Mr. Shot Like Harden. I think those are fine. Moving on. AJ Love wants Xander and Cantlay. Okay. The Xander Zone. Xander and Patrick Cantlay.
Gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
All right, here we go. First lineup for AJ Love, Xander Cantlay. We get Justin Thomas. So JT is showing up in all of these lineups. AJ, do you want that much JT? Just throwing it out there right now. And Sammy Biscuits also shows up. And I don't have him locked in. So, yeah, Optimizer just loves Sammy Biscuits. Holy. Gotta tell me which ones you like, which ones you don't like. Also in love with Collie this week? Yeah, I like Collie too. We go Xander, JT, Patrick Cantlay, Keegan Bradley, Taylor Pendrith, and Sam Stevens. I like that lineup. That's a good lineup. Schauffele, JT, Cantlay, Finau, Keegan Bradley, and Justin Lauer. That's a really good lineup. That's a really good lineup. AJ still hasn't said anything about Justin Thomas, so we're keeping JT in there. Scheffler, JT, Cantlay, Rye, Penrith, and JJ Spawn. That's fine. Kick Burns. I don't mind Thomas. Okay. I think Burns just showed up for that one lineup. Xander, JT, Cantlay, Finau, Rye, and Taylor Moore. All right. Man, JT, the Optimizer loves JT. What is JT? The second? He might... Oh, is he the second ranked dude? No. Third ranked guy. Looks like he's the third ranked guy. Xander, JT, Cantlay, Finau, Aaron Ryan, EVR. Yeah, sign me up. That's a great lineup. That's a 10.99.776 based out the sweet spot conversion. Schauffele, Thomas, Cantlay, Rye, McCarthy, JJ Spawn. Sure. We get a little Denny McCarthy love in there. That one's fine. Bryson, Xander, Cantlay. Look at that. 2 10Ks. Keegan Bradley, Max Grazerman, and Harry Hall. Okay. I got no issue with that. Xander, JT, Cantlay, Bradley, Collie, and Mitchell. Another great lineup. And the last one for Mr. AJ Love. We go Schauffele, Thomas, Cantlay, Bradley, JJ Spawn, Ryan Gerard. Okay. I do want to take a look. Is that the second time JJ Spawn and Ryan Gerard were in the lineup together? Nope. Okay. JJ Spawn just mixing in with a bunch of different people. That's cool. I like when the optimizer does that. Alrighty then. Going to our next one. Bill Lauer. Bill wants Ludwig, Homa, and Xander. There's Xander and Ludwig and Max Homa. Probably gonna have to boost up Max's score because I don't think this is gonna be good enough. Okay. Phil, are you ready, sir? Let me know. At 19 likes, if we get 6 more likes on the channel, I'm giving out 5 free YouTube memberships. Sorry. Bill is here. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. Here we go. Bill, like usual, let me know which golfers you like and dislike. First lineup is Ludwig, Xander, JT, Max Homa, Vegas, and Rio Hisatsune. Next lineup is Ludwig, Xander, JT, Max Homa, Hughes, and Fishburne. So Justin Thomas, the optimizer just loves Justin Thomas so much because of his price and because of just how good his modeling is. But here's a good lineup. Ooh, I like this one a lot. Oberg, Schauffele, Cantlay, Max Homa, Griffin, Cole. Do not mind that at all. Ooh, changing up a little bit. We get Ludwig Xander, Sung Jae, Max Homa, JJ Spawn, Kurt Kitayama. Okay. I don't hate it. Oberg, Schauffele, Homa, Finau, Bradley, and Tom Hoagie. Oberg, Schauffele, Im, Homa, Finau, Lauer. I like that lineup quite a bit. It's what, a 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6? I'm pretty sure, right? Oh, no. That's 10 and 3 sevens. I forget where the 7K cutoff is. I suppose it's up in the 8400s. Yeah. Sung Jae's just below it. Okay. Did we save this one? I forget. We did. Oberg, Schauffele, Cantlay, Homa, Woodland, Patrick, Rogers. Oof. That one is spicy. I kind of like it though. I like it a lot. Jason Day finally shows up. Oberg, Schauffele, J Day, Homa, Spawn, Taylor Moore. Taylor Moore and Jason Day, I don't know if I trust those guys at all. We get another Jason Day lineup. Oberg, Schauffele, J Day, Homa, Spawn, EVR. In the last lineup, we change it up. We go Oberg, Schauffele, Connors, Homa, Bradley, Joe Highsmith. I don't know about Joe Highsmith, honestly, but can't disrespect a 6K golfer, in this case a 5K golfer. This lineup is pretty good too. Ludwig, Schauffele, Sung Jae, Homa, Penrith, Bridgman. That's an extra lineup, but I just wanted to see something different, I should say. Here, I'm actually going to save this one over the Jason Day lineup. I don't trust J Day this week. Okay. Bill, I hope you liked those lineups. At least one of them. Taylor Moore kind of scares you? Yeah, that's why I replaced him. That's why I replaced the lineup that had Taylor Moore in it. All right, moving on. Nathan Johnson wants JT and Spieth. Okay. Now this will be interesting, anchoring around JT, since the optimizer likes JT so much. We'll see what high-priced golfers will actually get paired up together. So, Nathan, are you here and are you ready? Bill, you're welcome, man. You are welcome. There's Nathan. Nathan made it. Sorry. Just want to give you crap. All right, 3 minutes are on the screen. Let's go. First lineup is JT, Cantlay, Spieth, Fleetwood. Oh man, is that a 9988 start? And then it's JJ Spawn and Sam Stevens. I hope that's what that is. Yeah, that's considered a 99886 start. Woof. 4 9Ks. Right away just gives me the EBGBs. I'm like, ugh, that looks gross. Don't want that. And then we go JT, Cantlay, Spieth, Finau, Bradley, JJ Spawn. Okay. Thomas, Cantlay, Spieth, Finau, Bradley, and Pendrith. Pretty much the same, but changing it up just a little bit. Kick Spawn. Okay. JT Spieth Fleetwood, Finau Bradley, and McCarthy. We actually like that lineup quite a bit. JJ Spawn has been booted already. Okay, that's good. Here we go. I like this spicy lineup. We go Rory, JT Spieth, Keegan Bradley, Max Grazerman, and Harry Hall. You know what? No. That's the second time or third time I've seen Grazerman with Harry Hall. We're switching it up. McIlroy, Thomas, Spieth, Harmon, Hughes, and Grazerman. Yeah, okay, we'll do that one. That one's better. Hate when those low price guys just get mixed together all the time. JT Spieth, Fleetwood, Connors, Bradley, Keith Mitchell. There you go. This is probably, I mean, is this either the most expensive line, or not expensive, the most high owned lineup, or do you think that's the most that's the best balanced lineup you could build? Look at that. Bud Colley actually replaces the last guy. Yeah. Keith Mitchell, Bud Colley. That's kind of the conversation all week, isn't it? It's not bad though. I don't mind it. McIlroy, Thomas, Spieth, Finau, Cole, Vegas. Okay, sure. And I honestly, I'm not afraid to play Johnny Vegas this week. Spieth, Thomas, Fleetwood, Finau, Bradley, and Ricky Fowler. Ooh, I like that one. If you think that Tony can be on the way up, that one has high upside. I like that lineup. The last one is this one's a banger too. Thomas, Spieth, Fleetwood, Sungjae, Finau, Ryan, Gerard. Okay. Nathan, those were some pretty good lineups. I didn't mind the last few that showed up. I do like these two lineups right here. They're the same, but one has Bud, one has Keith Mitchell. So, not terrible. Not terrible. All right, Tim Tulos. Tiptoe through the Tulos. He wants McIlroy, Matsuyama, and Connors. I like that. That combo seems pretty solid. And we're going to get different looking lineups. Matsuyama and Corey Connors. Tim, are you in the chat, sir? Nathan, you are welcome, man. I think Tony on the way up. I do too. I think he was battling some legal issues earlier in the year, and now he's fine. Tim is ready. All right, here we go. Timer is on the screen. Again, let me know if there's certain golfers you just want me to kick. You know, since seeing a ton of them, we can certainly do that. McIlroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Finau, Bradley, Harry Hall. Solid. We get the assassin instead of Harry Hall. I think that's fine. But you might want to be thinking about changing out Finau, Bradley. Finau gets kicked out, but Bradley comes back in. Keegan, Adam Scott, Ben Griffin. Sure. It's different. McIlroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Berger, JJ Spawn, and Gary Woodland. Okay. I love it, man. 10-9-8, 7-6-5. You get the whole cascade of salaries there. That's pretty cool. I like that lineup. McIlroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Finau, Spawn, and Glover. These lineups look good. They look good. McIlroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Finau, Scott, Sam Stevens. Yeah, sign me up, man. I'm not afraid to play Sam Stevens. This actually, he's a very good long iron player. It fits his game quite a bit. McIlroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Bradley, Scott, and Bridgman. Sure, I got no issue with that lineup. McIlroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Finau, Bradley, and Patrick Fishburne. I'm not afraid to play Patrick Fishburne. And that is a traditional looking 10-9-8, 7-7-6 lineup. Is Connors actually an 8K golfer? He is. Okay. Matsuyama is actually considered oh, no. Connors is considered a 7K golfer, and Matsuyama is an 8K golfer with the sweet spot conversion. How confusing. We switch out that last guy with, I can't remember who it is, but now we get Adam Hadwin. And let's see if we can get something different. Lots of Keegan. Kick Finau. McElroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Bradley, JJ Spawn, and Cammy Boy Davis. Yeah, you said kick Finau. I will build one more lineup without Finau in it. And quite frankly, I'm also going to kick out Keegan Bradley. Here's the thing. We're not technically in the Northeast, but we're pretty darn close to where Keegan thrives. Do we think Keegan is going to play some good golf this week? McElroy, Matsuyama, Connors, Sungjae Im, Keith Mitchell, Max Grazerman. Yeah. So the upside of that lineup, I like much more than, say, either of these. I'm going to kick out the Fishburne one. So yeah, I like, that was a good lineup. That last lineup that I built, that one's pretty good. Okay. Thank you, Tim. Trey yelling at me. He wants Fleetwood, Cantley, Im, and Hughes. Wow. Very specific. Choking on my laugh. I laugh because even with the boost that I gave Max Homa, he was not selected at all. That's kind of funny. All right, Trey, you ready, sir? Are you in the chat? Let me know. Oh, good night. Are you Trey? Are you the two? Are you both Trey and Good Night? I'm here, yes. You guys are confusing me. All right, man, here we go. Colin Morikawa, Cantley, Fleetwood, Im, Bradley, and Mac Hughes. Love it. What a lineup. No. Good night. I wasn't asking for your name. It was Trey. Trey. His lineup is pinned to the top of the board. Okay, the first Colin Morikawa lineup. We get Colin, Patrick Cantlay, Tommy Fleetwood, Sungjae Im, and well, Keegan Bradley and Mac Hughes. I don't know if I said Keegan Bradley twice, but the lineup's on the screen. It's a solid lineup. Mac Hughes is the low. Okay, I see. Yep, I did say the same lineup. Got it. Because Mac Hughes needs to get a bit of a boost. All right, JT, Cantley, Fleetwood, Sungjae Im, Tony Finau, Mac Hughes. Okay. 3 more likes and Darbo has to spend money. Yep. Let's get to 25 likes. JT, Cantley, Fleetwood, Sungjae Im, McIntyre, Mac Hughes. Okay, we get 2 Macs. Return of the Mac. Mac Hughes and Robert McIntyre. JT, Cantley, Fleetwood, Sungjae, Siwoo, and Mac Hughes. I like that lineup too. It's a pretty good lineup. Morikawa, Cantley, Fleetwood, Im, Cam Young, Mac Hughes. Ooh. Justin Thomas, Patrick Cantlay, Fleetwood, Batia, and Mac Hughes. That one's pretty good. We get an Akshay Batia sighting for the first time. Oh boy. Max Homa. He just shows up naturally. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Okay, now we switch it up just a little bit. We get Cantlay, Spieth, Fleetwood, Thigala, and Hughes. First Sahith Thigala sighting. I don't hate it. You're getting some really unique lineups. I like it. I'm here for it. Bryson, Patrick Cantlay, Fleetwood, Sungjae, Michael Kim, Mac Hughes. Love it. Cantlay, Spieth, Fleetwood, Sungjae, Justin Rose, Mac Hughes. Don't hate it. Do not hate it. And one bonus lineup. Perfect. I love this was great. Bryson, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Sungjae, Chris Kirk, and Mac Hughes. Yeah, that was a good bonus lineup. I'm gonna put that right here and delete this one. Technically, you got 11 lineups. It is what it is, but that one's pretty good. All right, Trey, those were your lineups, sir. Hopefully, you liked some of them. Hopefully, one of them hits for you. All right, good night. We are on your lineups next. So, Rasmus and DeChambeau. Oh, Nikolai, where's Rasmus? Rasmus. Oh, there he is, right above him. The brothers right next to each other. Interesting. Okay. Let's bring Mac Hughes down. He will be selected even without whatever. And then we're gonna have to boost up Højgaard. Okay. Let the party begin. Here we go. We go Bryson, JT, Tommy Fleetwood, Finau, Højgaard, and Harry Hall. Not bad. Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Keegan Bradley, Rasmus Højgaard, and Ben Griffin. I like that lineup. I like that lineup quite a bit. Do you like JT? If you don't like JT, I'll kick him out. Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Keegan Bradley, Rasmus Højgaard, and Johnny Vegas. First Lowry sighting. We get DeChambeau, Lowry, Fleetwood, Bradley, Højgaard, and JJ Spawn. Okay. Bryson, JT, Sepp Straka, Finau, Højgaard, and Bud Cauley. That's a lineup. I like that lineup. Keep them? Okay. Bryson, JT, Sungjae, Finau, Rasmus Højgaard, and Kurt Kitayama. That's a really... Those last two lineups were pretty fire, man. Those were good lineups. Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Keegan Bradley, Højgaard, and Max Grazerman. Another solid lineup, man. That one's fantastic. Bryson, JT, Straka, Finau, Højgaard, Keith Mitchell. That's 3 in a row, man. 3 lineups in a row that are just juicy. And this is no different. This is another good one. Bryson, Morikawa, Finau, Højgaard, Tom Hoagie. And the last one. Last one is Bryson, JT, Finau, Højgaard, and Cammy Boy Davis. Not terrible. It's like my music is going to end. Don't mind me just getting out and ahead. The last lineup is a banger. Bryson DeChambeau, JT, Fleetwood, Finau, Højgaard, and the assassin, Ryo Hisatsune. I love it. Did we save it? Did we save it? Did we save it? We just did. I don't think I meant to build 11 lineups, but here we are. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. Whatever. Okay, good night. Those are some good lineups, man. You were welcome. Good, unlock the code. Ryan coming into the chat with his capital letters, yelling at me, per usual. Wheels Up, are you still in the chat? He wants Neiman, Byron, and Shakara. Shame me, lock it in. Neiman, I think you mean Bryson, right? Neiman, Bryson, and Shakara. Shakira. Watched some live music this last weekend, and Shakira was performing. Or someone pretending to be Shakira. Eugenio, where are you at? There he is. We need to really boost up Eugenio. 500 points. Wow. All right. Updates have been made. Wheels Up is here. There we go. Who is Shakara? They just said. I mean, the guy with the hips don't lie. DeChambeau. All right. All right. I'm going to put your 3 minutes on the screen and we are off. Neiman, Bryson, and Shakara. We go Bryson, JT, Yako, Aaron Rai, JJ Spawn, and Eugenio. Or Eugenio, I should say. We need to bump up Mr. Neiman. He also needs to go up 200 points. We shall rerun this and then run it again. We go Bryson, JT, Neiman, Finau, Eugenio, and Harry Hall. Sure. I'm not a huge fan of Harry Hall, but at that price, I guess who cares? Bryson, JT, Neiman, Pendrith, JJ Spawn, and Eugenio. Did the hips lie if she was pretending? I imagine they were lying, but they were moving. They were very entrancing. Okay. Bryson, JT, Yako, Denny McCarthy, JJ Spawn, and Eugenio. I love it. DeChambeau, JT, Neiman, Finau, Eugenio, and Ben Griffin. Yeah, sign me up, dude. I like Ben Griffin. To round that lineup, it looks good. ADP All-Star. DeChambeau, Neiman, Cantlay, Brad. So we kick out JT and we put in Cantlay. I like that. Keegan Bradley, JJ Spawn, and Eugenio. Sure. Got no issues with that lineup. DeChambeau, Thomas, Neiman, Bradley, Bridgman, and Eugenio. Bryson, Neiman, Connors, Finau, Bradley, and Eugenio. That's probably the most balanced lineup to build with Eugenio. It's pretty good. Bryson, JT, Neiman, Fowler, Gerard. I like that. Okay. Hey, man, you got some very unique lineups built just from these three golfers in your lineups. And we just replaced one of those dudes with Tom Hoagie. That one's not bad. Let's do one more just for good size. And it's different. DeChambeau, Neiman, Straka, Berger, Bradley, Shakara. Okay. Those are some decent lineups, man. I'm going to replace one of these. And it's going to be this one with Bridgman. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't really care for Jakob Bridgman, but yeah. All right, cool. Those were decent. Wheels up, you're welcome, man. David Steele, are you still here, sir? Bryson Cantlay and M. Ooh, I like that combo. I like that combo. Bryson Cantlay M. All right, David Steele is still here. Here we go, man. 3 minutes on the clock. And we're off. Off and running. First time we get is Bryson, Patrick Cantlay, Sung J M, Finau, Bradley, and Bud Cauley, of course. That is the, we'll call that the Super Friends lineup. Cauley, Finau, and Keegan Bradley. DeChambeau, Cantlay, M, Finau, Bradley, and Ryan Gerard. Don't hate it. Let me know if you want anyone kicked, David. Keith Mitchell. He's also part of the Super Friends. You got Bradley in there. You got Bud Cauley, Keegan Bradley. Okay, it changes up a little bit. We get Bryson, Cantlay, M, Straka, Keegan Bradley, and Max Grazerman, the Grease Trap. And we train out the Grease Trap with Harry Hall. I'm not saving that one. It's too much Harry Hall, man. DeChambeau, Cantlay, Connors, Sung J M, Bradley, and Justin Lauer. Okay, I'm cool with that one. It's a lot of Keegan Bradley. I don't trust that much Keegan Bradley. In fact, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to kick Keegan Bradley out. And I'll bring back Kurt Kitayama. Too much Bradley. Like this is reminiscent of kind of going all in on like Taylor Moore. And I already forgot the other chump's name, but let's not go all in on Keegan Bradley. DeChambeau, Cantlay, Matsuyama, Sung J M, Hoagie, and Johnny Vegas. Okay, I'm cool with that too. What's up, Philip? Getting in late. You just made it, man. Bryson, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Sung J, Kitayama, and Rio, the Assassin, Hisatsune. I like it. Bryson, Cantlay, Connors, Sung J, JJ Spawn, and Lucas Glover. Okay. Don't hate it. Don't love it. Don't hate it. It's fine. DeChambeau, Cantlay, M, Straka, Finau, and Patrick Fishburne. Sure. Also, not afraid to play Sepp Straka after his win. Joe Highsmith. Nah, I'm going to skip that one. Don't care for Joe Highsmith. Okay. I feel like JJ Spawn and Kurt Kitayama are like the same golfer. They're both the same size. I think Kitayama hits it a little bit further, but none of their games seem that special. Bryson, Cantlay, M, Straka, Spawn, Kitayama. That one's fine. One more. Just one more. See if I can replace that last one with a different one. And it's not really any better. Okay. Well, those were 11 lineups for you. Hopefully you got one that you liked. We did kick Keegan Bradley out of them, or out of the last half of the lineups, which I think was the right choice. Add McNeely. Okay, I'll do one more, and we'll add McNeely. So we get Bryson. It was Bryson, Cantlay, and M, right? Bryson, Cantlay, M, yeah. All right, let's do like 2. I'll get you 2 just to see what they look like. That's fine. Bryson, Cantley, McNeely, Finau, and Power. I'm going to kick out Finau. Too much Finau. Very different. DeChambeau, Cantley, McNeely, Cam Young, and Harry Hall. I don't care for Harry Hall either, man. There you go. That's a good lineup. DeChambeau, Cantley, McNeely, Fowler, and Lucas Glover. The glove. Sure. That one's fine. All right, John Bizzle showing up late. Love it. All right, so we go from David Steele. Joanne, are you still in the chat? We have DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy. There we go. We're going top heavy for sure. Cool. David, you are welcome. Let's see if Joanne is in the chat. Oh, Joanne's still here. There we go. All right, Joanne. Seeing all the lineups built. How do you feel about Keegan Bradley? How do you feel about Keith Mitchell and Tony Finau? They are showing up quite a bit. And I think they're going to be pretty present in your lineups. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and throw the timer on the screen. Just need one more like, and then the memberships get given out. All right, we go Rory, DeChambeau, Finau, Bradley, Colley, and Harry Hall. Okay. Harry's getting the boot, and there's Keegan Bradley and Tony Finau, just as I anticipated. Next lineup is Finau, DeChambeau, Bradley, Pendrith, JJ Spawn, and Ryan Gerard. Rory Bryson, Russell Henley. Okay, we get a little different lineup there. Russell Henley, JJ Spawn, Johnny Vegas, and Ryo Hisasune. I like that. Rio's getting the boot. And a different lineup again. McIlroy, DeChambeau, Connors, but JJ Spawn, Lucas Glover, and Ben Griffin. Don't hate it. No Finau. Love it. Okay. We did not get a Finau lineup here. We get Rory, Bryson, Keegan Bradley, Aaron Rai, JJ Spawn, and Tom Hoagie. That lineup's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and kick out Finau. Save that lineup and run a new one. Based J, what's up, man? Bud Colley or Keith Mitchell? I'll do you one better. Both. Both of them are they're pretty decent. And they are making lineup building a little. They're making it pretty easy. But if I had to choose one, I'd choose Bud Colley. Rory McIlroy, DeChambeau, Sepp Straka, JJ Spawn, Kurt Kitayama, and Eric Cole. I like that lineup, Joanne. That's a good lineup. McIlroy, DeChambeau, Bradley, Pendrith, JJ Spawn, and Sam Stevens. Sure. I like Sam Stevens. I'm gonna kick out JJ Spawn. Yeah, I'm going to bring back Bud Colley, and we're going to kick out JJ Spawn. That's so much JJ Spawn. Like, no thank you. No thank you. I won't play that much JJ Spawn. This lineup's pretty decent. We get McIlroy, DeChambeau, Bradley, Pendrith, Colley, and Mitchell. I'm also going to... Yeah, you know what? If you want Keegan Bradley kicked out, I will kick him out. McIlroy, DeChambeau, Straka... Bradley, Grazerman, Vegas. I'm not going to save that one. That's too much Vegas. The thing I hate about optimizers is if you don't restrict the ownership or the exposures, the same golfers will continuously get picked. And there's just no easy way to do that while I'm streaming. This lineup is McIlroy, DeChambeau, Bradley, English, Pendrith, and Grazerman. All right, I'm gonna kick out Bradley then. I think that's what your yes means. I'll build you 2 non-Keegan lineups. We go Rory, DeChambeau, Young, Rye, Pendrith, and Griffin. I'm also going to kick out Pendrith. I don't trust Taylor Pendrith. Please. We can do better. You know what? I think this is fine. McElroy, DeChambeau, Straka, Poston, Kitayama, and Taylor Moore, just to see one last one, just because. Worth the wait, I think. We go McElroy, DeChambeau, Cam Young, Aaron Rye, Denny McCarthy, and EVR. Okay. Sure. Got no issues with that. Well, how many did I build you? 13? 12. Okay. Jeez. Once you screw it up with one person, it just gets screwed up with everyone else. All right. So I got through the first initial lineups. What else do we have? I think I got a few of them that came in a little bit late. We just got to find those. I think Philip needs a lineup, and I believe Ryan Henson needs a lineup. Ryan, I think you're next. Okay. Ryan with the all caps. Bryson Novak Hughes. Gotta find him. No idea where Novak is. Okay. We need to give him a little bit of a boost. And then also Mac, Return of the Mac Hughes. I don't think he needs a boost, but I know we had to before, so let's go ahead and do that. And then let's get rid of whatever other boosts that we have out there. Any? Nope, none. Okay, so Novak, Mac Hughes, and Bryson DeChambeau. Ryan Henson, are you in the chat? Oh, John Bizzle wants a lineup too. Okay. John, I think you are next. Where's Philip? Philip is getting in late. Philip, did you put a lineup in? Philip Hall? If you get a chance, can I see groups? Yes, here. Take a look. Pause the video, screenshot it, and then have it off to the side. And then I'll get right back to building lineups, and you can take a look at which golfers are there. Okay. All right, we've got Ryan's lineups locked in. Here we go. Or not his lineups, but his anchors. Bryson, Cantley, Fleetwood, Finau, Novak, and Mac Hughes. Okay. I like that lineup. That's pretty good. DeChambeau, JT, Fleetwood, Scott, Novak, and Hughes. Don't hate it. Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Fowler, Novak, and Mac Hughes. Base J, okay. I can do those. DeChambeau, JT, Fleetwood, Thomas Dietrich. I love that. Novak and Hughes. Yeah, that's a great lineup. That one's a really good lineup. It's a really good lineup. Switch out Thomas Dietrich with Cam Young. That's fine. DeChambeau, JT, Cantley, Pendrith, Novak, and Mac Hughes. DeChambeau, Xander, JT, Novak, EVR, and Mac Hughes. I like that lineup too. These are some pretty solid lineups, dude. Where am I at? 7. Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Batia, Novak, and Mac Hughes. Pretty solid as well. DeChambeau, JT, Connors, Thigala, Novak, and Hughes. That one's fine. Don't hate it. Don't love it. But it's good. DeChambeau, Fleetwood, Russell Henley, Berger, Novak, and Hughes. I like that lineup a lot, dude. A lot. This is a solid one. Russell Henley, Berger, Novak, and yeah, that's a really good lineup. I really, really like that lineup. All right, Ryan. Pretty good. Hey, I have a button for that.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay. Let me find the next one in line. Don't forget my tip when we split the millie. I probably won't use that lineup if I'm being honest. I start brand new Wednesday night. Like, I build these lineups for you guys. I do highlight them, but I normally don't, because I have my own strategy on building lineups. And as much as I like a lot of your guys' lineups, I rarely ever keep yours. Going off the wall. Okay. Philip, you are right after another person. I'm just trying to double check to see if I thought someone came in here. I thought it was like, I thought it was Philip, but I know that's you, obviously. Never mind. Okay. Just kidding. John Bizzle. John, are you still here? John is just before you, Philip Hall. Actually, no. It goes John, and then it goes Base J, and then it goes Phil Hall. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Harry Hall, Mickelson, and what are you doing with this line? And Patrick Reed, what are you doing? What is this nonsensical nonsense? Akshay Bhatia? I think this is just being weird to be weird. I don't think you're gonna get different lineups, man. You went very narrow with your cheap guys. Harry Hall and Mickelson. Jeez. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be Rory Scotty. You're most likely just gonna have Rory Scotty lineups with this. I'm just gonna test around and see what kind of lineups I can build. Scotty, JT. And it's not gonna change. Actually, it might. All right, I'm not even gonna put a timer up for this, John. I think we're gonna get 5 lineups most out of this. So we'll save this. And then I will kick out Scheffler. We'll try a different one. Rory. Okay. Oh, that's 48-4. Yeah. Okay. Let's kick out JT. What was that one at? How much money did I leave on the table? $400. Okay, that's not terrible. Oh, I put yes for Scotty. Let's kick Scotty. Or yes for JT. Let's kick JT out. And then it breaks. Yeah. You got one lineup, man. That was it. If you were looking for one lineup, read them and weep. You go Scotty, JT, Patrick Reed, Batia, Harry Hall, and Phil Mickelson. Just keep Akshay. Okay. You mean like Patrick Reed and Akshay? Or are you talking about, what is that? Just keep Akshay. Just one guy? Smash the like button. Here, I'm going to kick out Harry Hall, and actually, I'm going to kick out Harry Hall, and we'll actually add Phil Mickelson just to be different. See what kind of lineups we can build. One like Darble spends money. All right, so if we go this route, you go McIlroy, JT, Patrick Reed, Aaron Rye, and Phil Mickelson. I think, what do I want to do? We need to give Patrick Reed a little bit of a boost. Little bit of a boost. Yep. Let's try this again. 20 watching, only 15 likes? Oof. Yeah, that's sad. McIlroy, JT, Patrick Reed, Batia, Rye, Mickelson. I think I just said that right. Oh, I need to bump up Batia. I'm stupid. All right, here we go. I see 24 likes on my screen. McIlroy, JT, Reed, Batia. Okay, we did that one. Rye is getting the boot this time, though. And we go McIlroy, Cantlay, Reed, Finau, Batia, Phil Mickelson. I can't get Rory and Bryson. I mean, you can. I don't have an issue with. I guess I'm very confused. If you wanted Rory Bryson, why didn't you just anchor around Rory Bryson? That locking in everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go, man. There's your lineup. Rory Bryson, Patrick Reed, Batia. Does it fill all of the... Yep, sure does. Look at you. You're a little savant, man. Oh, no, it doesn't. Strokes gain 3. Does not fit that. So you kind of were already looking at building a whole lineup with 6 dudes in it. But yeah, it doesn't, with those combos of golfers, the 4 that you have, because you've got Patrick Reed, Batia, and, well, the 3 that I went with is Reed, Batia, and Phil Mickelson. I didn't include Harry Hall. But, like, I was just building you lineups with those regular guys. And, or those 3 guys, and... So these are the lineups you would be getting if you were to follow the sweet spot process. Xander, JT, Sungjae, Reed, Batia, Phil Mickelson. And one more. I think I want to kick out Sungjae. Rory, Fleetwood, Patrick Reed, Danny Berger. Okay, that's a good lineup. Yep. That was a good lineup. Yeah, the 4 golfers that you gave aren't extremely friendly with lineup building, so had to change it up just a little bit. Okay. We will go with Based J. Based J, you here? Rory, Reed, and English. I like it. Doing it a little different. Rory, Patrick Reed, and the Harry Ish. Where is the Harry Ish? There he is. The Harry Ish. All right, putting the timer on the screen. Here we go. You're welcome, John. On mine, take out all golfers $6,100 and under. Okay. Well, the first lineup is Rory, JT, Reed, Bradley, English, and Grazerman, but that doesn't fit your narrative. But you don't want anyone all golfers 61 and under. Okay. Well, that's easy. Just gonna do the fill. The Dragon Fill. I do need to give Mr. English a little bit of a boost. All right. Your wish has been granted. Here we go. We go McIlroy, Cantlay, Reed, Bradley, English, and Keith Mitchell. 1098 766. Love it. McIlroy, JT, Patrick Reed, Harry English, JJ Spawn, and Bud Colley. All right. Bud Colley's getting the boot. McIlroy, JT, Reed, English, Spawn, Kitayama. Don't hate it. That's actually a pivot from the previous lineup. So too is this. So it's the same 5 guys. This one's McIlroy, Thomas, Reed, English, Spawn, Davis. But I'm going to kick out JJ Spawn. Actually, you can veto me. If you don't want me to take JJ Spawn out, let me know. I'm just doing it. I have no faith in JJ Spawn. But if you do, let me know. I'll bring him back. Ooh, little Jake Knapp action. We go McIlroy, Thomas, Reed, English, Pendrith, Jake Knapp. Don't hate that lineup. Like it quite a bit. And then we switch out Knapp with Matthew McCarty. Probably not. I mean, it's fine. I'm not going to save it, but you can certainly save it on your end. Ooh, there we go. McIlroy, Cantlay, Patrick Reed, Bradley, Harris English, and Victor Perez. Yeah, sign me up. It's a great lineup. And then we break it. It done gets broked. Who did I kick out that it was JJ Spawn? Let's see if we can get a different JJ Spawn lineup. Nope. It's broken. Okay, so that just means we're extremely narrow. Let's bring back some of these dudes that had JJ Spawn in them. So Kitayama, Davis, Bud Colley. Let's do that. Kitayama, Davis, Bud Colley. But we kick out JJ Spawn. Let's see if we can build slightly different lineups. Just 3 more. We can. We get McIlroy, Thomas, Reed, Harris English, Pendrith, and Cam Davis. Thank you, AJ. And then it breaks once again. It's not for a lack of trying. Definitely trying to make this work out. Let's see if any of the $6,100 golfers can help us out. We go McIlroy, Thomas, Reed, Scott, English, and Bezadenhout. McIlroy, Thomas, Reed, Scott, English, and Davis. Riley? Maybe? One more. Uno mas. Rasmus Niergaard Peterson. I like that. I like that lineup right there. Rory JT, Patrick Reed, Adam Scott, and Niergaard Peterson. I'm going to save that over Davis Riley. Seabez, by the way, in 2023 played Quail Hollow pretty well. Pretty well. Okay, sure. Roll call number 2. Who is your favorite low price? Actually, no. Just put the number 1 in. Let's just do that. 1. Roll call number 2. Put in roll call, or put it in the number 1. Base J, you're welcome, man. AJ, I knew you were the first person. Typed your name in before you even wrote it. Knew it. You changed? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay. I was so lost there. So lost. All right. AJ, Tim, Nathan, Joanne, Philip Hall. Wheels up. I was going number 1. Trey. There we go. Had to run back. What's going number? I see. Hold on, just wait. Let me type the thing I'm doing in the chat. Okay. So we have Philip Hall. Philip. Where's Philip? Cantlay Connors. Cantlay Connors. Okay. Philip Hall, we're going to do your lineups right now. I'm going to put the timer up on the screen. Here we go. He wants Corey Connors and Patrick Cantlay. It goes JT, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Connors, Bradley, Gerard. I feel like this is a dupe. It is not. Okay. Figured it was going to be. Morikawa, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Connors, Bradley, Harry Hall. Not bad, not bad. JT, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Connors, Penrith, JJ Spawn. Sure. We get Denny McCarthy in there instead of Taylor Penrith. That's fine. I don't want that much JJ Spawn. If I see him again, I'm going to kick him out. If you want to keep him in, we can keep him in. All right. Does change up. We get Rory, Patrick Cantlay, Corey Connors, Sung J M, Keith Mitchell, Max Grazerman. I like that lineup a lot. Morikawa, Cantlay, Connors, M. Bradley, and Bud Cauley. Okay, solid. Oh, we're at 26 likes, by the way. No one even mentioned it. No Spawn, Mitchell, or Finau. Okay. No Spawn, Mitchell, or... What? No Spawn, Mitchell. Okay, so Spawn is down here. I thought Mitchell was 7,200. Is he 6,200? Oh, he's 6,200. But Finau is 74. Okay. There we go. We got it. We got it figured out. What's your projected ownership in the $25 milli for Big 3 Plus JT and Xander? Let me think about it. Morikawa, Cantlay, Connors, M. Bradley, and Kitayama. That one's not bad. JT, Cantlay, Connors, M. Straka, and Bridgman. I guess I don't mind it. Don't love it. Not a huge fan of Jacob Bridgman this week. EVR, on the other hand, I think is fine. JT, Cantlay, Connors, M. Straka, and EVR. And by the way, that is a 9-9, 3 7s, and a 6. It works. It follows the whole process. 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6 with 2 substitutions. It does the 2 substitutions. Ooh. JT, Cantlay, Connors, M. Sahith, and Tom Hoagie. It's not bad. One more. JT, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Connors, Bradley, Stevens. I like that lineup a lot. That was a good one. A good last one. Okay. I see more lineups coming in. I'm not going to do 10 lineups. We'll just build like 3 or 4 good ones and then move on. If there are any new people in the chat, actually, let me do the $5 or the 5 giveaways. I know there are new people in the chat. Here's what you got to do. In order to get this giveaway, what needs to happen is you have to be subscribed to the channel. And then you also have to hit the little money sign that's somewhere here. It's either on your mobile app or it's on the browser, whatever you're on. Click that. And then at the top of that screen, we'll have a gift enabling, like, I think you find it there. You have to have your gifts enabled. So I'm going to gift out 5 memberships right now. And in order to be one of those that are gifted, you have to have your gift giving enabled or gift receiving enabled, something like that. Gifts just need to be enabled. And then you gotta be subscribed. The gala is broke? Yeah, I agree. Okay, so does anybody need more time? Let me know. Let me know if you need more time to do the gift enabling, and I won't do it just yet. John Bizzle with 1 in the chat. John, if you're hitting 1 right now, you're so far behind. Okay. All right. I've given you enough time. Hopefully you figured it out. If not, there's always next time. There's always next time. If we get to 25 likes on any of the videos, I always do this. So here we go. Shot said 1, 2. Oh, okay. Okay. I gotta go somewhere else to do this? Found it. Here we go. 5 are being sent right now through the chat. I didn't hit it twice. Oh. Something's buggy with the Anyways, Mr. D'Lo got one, Phil Lauer got one, Cody Gamble, Denny Berry, there we go, and David Stewart. Sweet. All getting memberships. Awesome. What is going on with my chat? It's so buggy. Hold on. I'm sorry for the delay, but it's so weird how this is all working out. Everything is so behind for me. Okay, whatever. Charlie Carden needs one in here. Did he already get one? He did not. Okay. What is, oh my god, I don't know if you guys are seeing this on your end, but on my end it just keeps showing 5 gifted all the way on the top. Okay, whatever. I think we're good, right? Oh yeah, it is doing that thing. Whatever. YouTube can figure that stuff out. It's okay, I've won so many giveaways over the years, I feel like it's unfair if I win. Okay. There's a few people that came in that have already had lineups built for them, but they want to see different lineups built. We can go ahead and do that. That's fine. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I'm actually going to put all my exposures. I'm going to bring those back. I don't want to see some of these same dudes. No thanks. So, Ryan, I'm just going to build like 3 of these. Rom Spieth Thomas. And I don't know if I'm going to save any of them. Any new person that's here, I will definitely build full 10 lineups for, but I am hitting the slide. So I am looking to get out of here sometime soon. But we have John Rahm, JT Spieth, Straka, Fowler, and Hadwin. Actually, I do like that. I'm going to save that. That one's pretty good. Rahm, JT, Spieth, Fowler, McCarthy, and JT Poston. That's a really good lineup. That one's really good. Rahm, JT, Spieth, Straka, Dietrich, and Patrick Rogers. I guess it could be worse. 3's magic number. Okay. And I think Joanne said DeChambeau, Jati, and Connors. Corey Kahn. I don't care for that one. Don't care for Taylor Moore that much. DeChambeau, JT, Connors, Burns, Dietrich, Lee Hodges. Okay, a little bit different. This is a sneaky trio. I agree. Bryson, JT, Connors, Burns, Dietrich, and Max McGravy. McGravy, I know. It's McGravy. I like to call him McGravy. We're not saving a Joe Highsmith lineup. And I also am not going to save Michael Kim. Like, Michael Kim needs saving, but it's not going to be for me. Same with J-Day. I'm not saving that. No, thank you. This one's fine. DeChambeau, JT, Connors, Harmon, Fowler, and Power. Fowler. A win is a win, shall I card, and at least you won multiple times over the past years. Yep. I mean, I don't want to like say no one is deserving of a win, so it's whatever. This one's great, minus J-Day being in it. I would no $8,800 Jason Day is so laughable. There's no way. No way. All right, I'm gonna say this. Anybody have questions that or just want to talk about anything this week, regardless of what, you know, it might be? Go ahead and put in the chat. DeChambeau, JT, Connors, Fowler, Dietrich, and Bezadenhout. That one's fine. Okay. Let's look at the ownership afterwards. After the dust has settled, what do we have here? 0% Hovland, 0% Koepka, 0% Hatton, 1% Shane Lowry, 2% John Rahm, and we had to force him in there. Will Zalatoris, Minwoo Lee, Wyndham Clark, Cam Smith. Those are all 0%, but I'm okay with Will Zalatoris being 0%. Minwoo, Wyndham Clark, and Cam Smith, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, I'd probably want more ownership there. I like to have a Cam Smith lineup, honestly. Fox and Tom Kim, they're at 0. DJ and Matt Fitzpatrick are at 0. Davey Boy Thompson's at 0. Benny Ann is at 0. Sergio's at 0. Dean Burmester is at 0. Alex Noren is at 0. We have Højgaard, Puig, and Hoey. They're all at 0 also. Matt McCarty's at 0. That's fine. Nick Taylor and Davis Riley are at 0. Okay. Ekro, Kita Nakajima. Interesting. Kevin Yu. Torbjorn. We almost built a lineup with him in it. Nico Echeverria. Okay. And that, I mean, there's Echeverria right there. I could just save that lineup and be good. The player's optimizer faded. I completely agree with it. Wait, what? What do you say? Can you show the most pick golfers? Oh, I see. Did optimizers go yet? No, not yet. Nathan, did you request? Oh my God. You guys, I am so sorry. They all just went to my spam folder. I am not. They never used to go to spam. Oh, my bad, guys. Holy crap. Thank you for mentioning that, by the way. I would never have seen it. I honestly would never have seen it. Last week, I was so curious why nobody requested an optimizer. People did, and I didn't send it. Oh my goodness. Guys, I am so sorry. What the heck? Oh my goodness. That is so upsetting. I will send those out right now. Gotta love Gotta love good old Gmail. What's going on, Byron? You show up just as soon as I say that. Can I speak to your manager? Dude, that is so oh my god. Yeah, no, that's not acceptable. That is so ooh. That pisses me off, I won't lie. You have this well-oiled machine, and for whatever reason, it just craps out on you. The hell? Byron, how's your night going, man? The hell? I'm just going to double check everything on the optimizer before I send it out. I want it to be all funky when you get it. Okay. Oh, I can't believe. Oh my goodness. That is so. Wow. Did I? What? Okay. Whew. So those getting the optimizer right now, and I apologize to everybody, but I am sending the optimizer out right now. The people that have been waiting patiently to get it because of my mishap. It's going to say 5K range because I do have different optimizers for when there is a 5K range versus when there's a 6K range. So just throwing that out there. Oh man, I am so glad, Nathan, that you said that. Thank you. All right. You know what? I guess I'm not gonna sit through here the entire time because there are like 20 requests, and I appreciate the hell out of all you guys for requesting the optimizer. I would win a whole week just being like, I guess there's no optimizer this week. Nobody wants it. Oh boy. Sholly Carden says you're falling apart. Yep, you're not wrong. Did you give 15 subs? Says 5 3 times. I know. YouTube is all messed up. I did not send out 15 subs. I did 5. It just constantly keeps on my screen right now is so insane. I have no idea why it keeps doing that. Byron goes, today has been chaos. Looking forward to just hanging out with you for a bit and watching a couple more lineups get built. Byron, do you have lineups you want built? Because I pretty much got through everyone. Joanne, oh, she just said Harris English. I got through everybody's lineups and then just built a couple more. So Byron, if you want some lineups built for you, I will definitely do that. Or if you just want to entertain a lineup or so, let me know. Bryson plus Rory. I like it. I'm going to keep my exposures in here, by the way, that I have set so far. That way we're not going to get like the same old Keith Mitchell and Bud Cauley lineups. I'm going to do some multitasking. Your first lineup is Rory, Bryson, Cam. So I did lock in Cam Smith. I was going to get real excited for you. Cam Smith, Steven Yeager, Taylor Moore, and Chris Kirk. We don't really care for Taylor Moore, Chris Kirk. Next lineup is McIlroy, DeChambeau, Straka, Cam Young, Power, and Patrick Rogers. Okay, we're just doubling up with some of these prices at the bottom. I'm going to talk about this optimizer request getting sent to my junk mail to everybody. I can't believe that junk happened. All right. I think I got everyone's request, it looks like. Let me know if that's not the case. There was some on May 6th by Nutty Squid and Eddie Urtiaga. Man, I am so sorry. Okay. Oh, Bryson, JT Connors. I think I did that right. My boy Cam. What's the round one leader? Sweet Spot Byron Bet. Oh boy. First round leader. You know what? We could look at the website and see what it is. McIlroy, DeChambeau, Straka, McCarthy, Michael Kim, who I'm not really fond of, but maybe that works for you. I've seen a lot of love for Reed Love and Rose Love this week, but until you, Byron, I haven't heard anyone mention loving the combination of both. So it's looking like 2 5K guys almost in all of them so far. Yeah. So Byron, I will say this. I don't know if you got a chance to take a look at any of the videos I've put out, but I do categorize some of these a little bit different, although all the 5K ranges are definitely considered 6K golfers. But the $6,400 breakpoint determines if it's a 6K golfer to my adjusted salaries, or if it's a 7K golfer. You can see the adjusted salary right here. So I think what I have in the conditionals is it's going to pick just one 7K golfer no matter what, and it's a max of 2 6K golfers. But what we all found out tonight is like the golfers at the highest price points are such better golfers. I shouldn't even say it that way. I think it's because the middle, the 8Ks and the 9Ks aren't that good. I mean, like J-Day being $8,800 is a joke. A joke. Zalatoris hasn't really shown much. Don't know why he's way up there. There's a couple of these guys that shouldn't be up there, and then you've got some of these 7K golfers that probably should replace those 8K golfers. So I think that's why you're getting a lot of the high price guys, but just the mere fact that you went Rory DeChambeau is just going to do that all together. The 9K is trash. I think the 8K is more trash than the 9K. Like, I really have zero love for Minwoo, zero love for Zalatoris, zero love for Day, zero love for Wyndham Clark, very little love for Cam Smith, and then I really like Corey Connors, I really like Sung JM, I don't care for Patrick Reed, and I don't care for Justin Rose, but I would go with Sepp Straka. Like, I think the 8K is trash. 9K I think is, I do actually like the 9K. Who do I not like out of here? I don't like Brooks, Neiman. That's it. Brooks and Neiman are really the only golfers I don't like in the 9K range. Here's a little different one. McIlroy, DeChambeau, Cam Young, Fowler, JT Poston. I don't really care for Patrick Rogers. Theegala 7,900, Mitchell, Colley 6,200 is wild. DraftKings didn't even go based off of odds for a lot of golfers. It is wild. I think that a lot of that is wild. It works for me because I don't care about ownership. I really don't. I just rather pick the golfers, the best golfers to put in a lineup and go from there. Rory, DeChambeau, Cam Young. Yeah, this one's fine. JT Poston, Lee Hodges. Could do worse. I'm out on Justin Thomas. That's crazy, dude. Koepka, Neiman, Decky, Hatton. I could never be out on Decky. Decky showed enough last week to I compared him to a snake in the grass. He's just waiting to strike. Like what you saw last week, he's just waiting to strike. And Justin Thomas, I don't know, man. You're nuts. I think they did it this way to make lineup building each. Yeah, that's pretty much what I said in a lot of my videos. It's like JT, not JT. They just want you to be able to build lineups like, you know, pretty well. Position after round 1. Let's go 10. Let's make this a 10 and just see which golfers. How about just for the PGA? Let's go PGA Champ. Masters. Wells Fargo. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it let's just keep it between the two. Wells Fargo and PGA Championship. And let's only look for the last 3 years. I just want to find common names. Xander Schauffele. That was 2024. He was your first round leader in both the PGA Championship and the Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo being played at Quail Hollow. Rory in 2022 was your first round leader. J-Day, Bryson, Norin, Morikawa, Connors, DJ. Actually, you know what? I can just go by name. How many of these guys? Oh my God. Okay, so there's 4 instances of Xander. 1 of Wyndham. Don't care for Zalatoris. You're gonna just find names from everybody, by the way. Tom Kim. Small hands Tom Kim. Tom Hoagie. Scotty Scheffler was 2nd place in 2023 after round 1. Sahith twice. McIlroy. So Xander and McIlroy so far. And this is a bit, you know, being very specific. Not finding the same name. There's JT, 4th and 5th at 2022 PGA and 2024 Wells Fargo. J-Day twice. Colin Morikawa twice. Just looking at top 10 finishes after round 1, basically. Just trying to find golfers that are in the field this week. Okay. So Xander had the most. Rory was 2nd. Hoagie was up there, by the way. Sahith had 2. JT with 2. J-Day with 2. Bryson with 1. Okay. Could do worse, right? Decky's major upside is so ass. Hardly any top 20s lately. What do I want to look at? Decky. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Decky. Yeah. Oh, this didn't update. It should have the truest information in here. It has not been updated. 21st, cut. 22nd, 13th, 25th, 48th, 32nd, 16th, and then win at the Century. Yeah, you're not wrong, Byron. You're not wrong. I mean, he's just been all over the place. You know, 2024 Genesis was one of those like, oh my gosh, that came out of nowhere. Because it kind of did. Anything we can see, like lead-in stats, that would point us to Hideki? No, this was a 7K combo bucket thing. I remember us going over combo buckets. And I liked Hideki for the Genesis. Man, I wish the truest information was in. Oh, wait. Yeah, what the hell? It's not updated, I guess. You now just realize. It happens, man. It happens. Let's see. I think Hideki fired a 65 and a 63 last week. That's what I'm saying. I like that about Hideki. You know what? What I like to do, try to figure this out. What does Hideki's stat profile look like coming into the he does have a top 20 the week before. Okay. And he does have a 20 to 40 place finish. That would be like Colin Morikawa last year. That's it. Just Colin. Can't really figure anything out in 2023 that would be close to Hideki, like resembling Hideki. Can't do anything in 2022 or 2021. Okay, well, wasn't for a lack of trying, just to figure out if there's anything similar. Let's clear filters. Let's put in Hideki. Hideki. Put in all of the major championships and just see what we can find. US Open and the Open. Okay. Let's take a look at 2024, 2023, 2022. 2025, sure. He hasn't sniffed the top. He hasn't sniffed first round leader at all in round one. Best finish is 4th. Lowest round ever is a 6, not ever, but within the last 4 years, 65 at the US Open, 65 at the PGA Championship. That was in round 2. Crazy. Yeah, you know, I guess. What is he? How expensive is he? Is he 80? No, he's 94. Yeah. How am I treating that this week? $9,400 for Hideki. Like he's 8,900. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's, I mean, it's pretty close to what I would imagine he should be. He should be in the 8K range. $8,800 is what I was thinking on the top of my head. Get out of there. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was never going to go that far. Like, I wasn't going to invest a lot of money in Hideki Matsuyama anyways, so it is what it is. Didn't JT use Griner this week after Homa and him split at RBC? He wins. Now Griner's with Morikawa. He was last week also. So, like, what, did Griner have 1 week with JT before they got the win, or was it the first week that Griner was on the bag for JT that they got the win? It was 2 weeks, right? No. Was Griner on the bag with JT at the Masters? You like those percentages at the top of the data? Which ones are we talking about? These ones here? Oh, I didn't even know I could do these I didn't even see you could look at the filters. Interesting. Okay. I think it was the first week, not sure though. Yeah, it must have been, right? You wouldn't have thought he was at the Masters with JT, but he could have been. But yeah, no, Griner was with Morikawa last week. And then Morikawa turned into pouty Morikawa. And Griner's like, dude, man up. And Morikawa's like, I don't know how. My balls haven't dropped yet. True story. Okay. You know what? I want to look at my favorite combo. Maybe not so much my favorite combo, but you know what? I'll do more of a deep dive tomorrow night for members only. The Wednesday night stream, the live stream. I will really be digging into trying to find the correct anchor plays to build my lineups around. I mean, I want to look at a lot of the top 10 finishes and just see what names and their stats coming in, what it all looks like. Dang. I wanted to see one more 85 fifth because I was seeing a lot of that. Nope. Not working. I don't see any commonalities of like what to go with at all. Top 10, maybe? You know what? I used to have a page. Let me see if I can find it. Was it with salaries? No. It's under notes. Yeah. I used to do the combos over here. Look at this old school stuff. 2019 is when I stopped. 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. Or what else do we see? 1-2s. Oh, there's 1-1. 1-2s. 1-1. 1-1, 1-1. Okay. Is that what we can use here? Rory. Rory's in the driver's seat. Xander. Morikawa. JT. Shane Lowry. That's it. Okay. I mean, I just going over that little bit of information. You have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 guys you should bet on right there. McIlroy, Schauffele, Morikawa, Thomas, Lowry. Those are your outrights. You can get some each ways to go with it. I don't know if you can. I don't really bet, or I've never betted, so I don't know. Oh man, I can't wait to get the bucket system on the page or on the website. Just what I just showed you is like what I want to see. This whole thing right here, these are all the combos for every year. All the combos. So like basically what I just did, you'd be able to do that type of analysis and just be like, oh, here are all the stat combos that go together. The most common ones to finish inside the top 10. I was only doing that for the last years and last weeks. It got really complicating. And like I even had a count down here what the most common one was, and it was a last year one, last week one for the top 5. And it's not much different for top 10. So top 5. Woo, 1-1. Last year one, last week one. Now I went all the way to 2019. So what was in 2020? You had it right there with DJ. That was a 1-1. 2021, that's where it kind of breaks. Yeah. There was no 1-1s there. Because no one played the Byron beforehand. And then it didn't happen in 2022. That was also the Byron Nelson. Didn't happen in 2023. That was the Byron Nelson. But then you have last year, the Wells Fargo Championship was beforehand. And it was Xander being a 1-1. And that was it. Oh, wait. No. McIlroy was also a 1-1. And then Hovland was a 1-2. So 1-2s can also get it done, but I don't see any 1-2s. Hovland this year is a 1-3. Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. Finau's a 1-1. McIntyre's a 1-2. So too is Keegan Bradley. Okay, sign us up for Keegan Bradley. Harris English is a 1-1. What? I missed out on this. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I said those bets, but now we have more people to add to the fray. You have Tony Finau and Harris English get added to the 1-1s up here as well. Oh, Shane Lowry to win? My God, he's gutless when it matters. You're the same way with JT. But why did you say you got scorned by JT last week? I don't know why my data isn't updated. I mean, I know why. I think I just didn't publish it. Jati. Maybe not that page. What did JT do last week? 66, 67, 66, 67. How can you, what you know what, this is one of those days, one of those times, Byron. I'm gonna be absolutely 100% transparent with you. When you are off of a golfer that you should be on is when I know it's the right time to be on a golfer, and that's Justin Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna say this right now. When Byron is off of an obvious golfer you should be on, that is when you want to be on that obvious golfer. JT is the obvious golfer this week. You want to play Justin Thomas. I'm just going to say it straight up. I bet him to win, and he missed that par 5, followed by bogeys on the par 3. Was a Shane Lowry soft serve special. Oh, yeah. And then on, what was it, 18, he just dead yanked that shot way over to the left. But the thing is, he hit a okay chip, very good touch on that chip, and then sunk the putt. Like, that was pretty good. Have you checked JT's driving stats in majors, Darbo? Okay. But Byron. See, where do I have driving? I have it right here. JT. Select tournament. PGA. %, 41%, 60%, 35%. So 2 out of 4 years. So if he just hits it 60%, he's going to get a top 10 finish. I'm game. Sure. Works for me. That's PGA Championship. US Open, where it's a bit more tough to drive the golf ball. 57, 42, 44, 41. Okay. Let's do the Josh. The Jish Swish Special. So what's 40%? Is that 8 divided by 14? No, that's over 50%. My bad. So 6 fairways out of 14. That's our 42%. Okay. So obviously 57% would be 8 fairways. 42% is 6 fairways. And when we saw at the PGA Championship, you had your 60% right there, 60 and 64.3. So he was averaging 2 more fairways than any of the other tournaments. Yeah, I mean, that's full tournaments, not just one round. That's pretty bad. I get it. I will say this. What I liked about him at the Truist Championship, he wasn't getting on his little tippy toes to hit the ball. I think he finally grew up and stopped doing that. It's the only time that he screws shit up is when he gets all the way up on his tippy toes. And he tries to smack one as far as he can. I'm for it, man. I'm for it. I will have that, Byron. No, I will. It's not difficult. I've cleaned up my database. I was spending a lot of time cleaning up my database because I want to be able to put in filters that allow you to filter out by grass stats. And I don't want it to be I didn't want it to be so cut and like black and white. Like I wanted there to be specific grass filters. I want you to be able to filter by like master grass, like the master, the parent grass, or the general, the summary, like the summary of the grass. So if you were to look at creeping bent grass versus A4 bent grass, does anyone even know the difference? Probably not. So I wanted there to be like just a bent grass option. So that required me to go in, create a whole new table, add it to the Power BI, append it. Not append it, but just add it. So there was a lot of stuff that I had to do, but yeah, I am definitely going to have in the filters the ability to look at just signature events, major championships, all that kind of stuff. You do not need to mash driver here. They are going to use 4 tee boxes. That is such an overused thing to say. It is so overused to say. Yes, driving the ball is definitely going to be a huge leg up. Definitely. Rory mashes it. Xander mashes it. Benny Ann mashes it. J-Day's okay. Sung Jae's okay. Mac Hughes does not mash it. Denny McCarthy does not mash it. Even Max Homa, like... J-Day barely hits it farther than Denny McCarthy. And J-Day doesn't hit it further than Justin Thomas. I'm going to throw that one out there. Straka mashes it, but Henley doesn't. So I'm going to actually mark it this way. These are guys that don't necessarily mash it. Harris English doesn't really mash it. Michael Kim doesn't really mash it. Denny McCarthy doesn't really mash it. Brendan Todd certainly doesn't mash it. This is Quail Hollow, of course. KH Lee doesn't mash it. Corey Connors doesn't mash it. Matty Fitzpatrick. Oh, this is... never mind. Abe Answer doesn't mash it. Matt Wallace is okay, but he doesn't mash it. Patty Reed doesn't mash it. Ben Martin doesn't mash it. Scott Piercy does not mash it. Satoshi Kodaira does not mash it. Joel Damon doesn't mash it. Duffner doesn't mash it. Stanley doesn't mash it. Pat Perez didn't mash it. Watney was okay, but he really didn't mash it either. Grillo, yeah, he didn't really mash it. Neither did Patrick Reed. Sam Saunders certainly didn't mash it. Different fields, I know. I get it. Different fields, I know. But it's like, dude, there are so many different avenues to victory. And like I said, I'm going to throw this right now. Anybody that wants to do a $20 bet, your optimal lineup this week will not have 6 bombers in it. It won't have 6 bombers. Like, there will be 2 short hitters that are going to be inside the top 10. One of them will be in the optimal lineup. At least one of them. Always. It's just, it always happens. And it will again. It will happen again. That's such an overused thing. JT. Average driving distance. Let's just go this year. 312 at the WM Phoenix Open, which is completely flat. Maybe it's up in the mountains a little bit. Never mind. And we don't care about the Century. American Express, that's flat. That's not at elevation. I've played there. 302 is pretty damn good. 296 at Arnold Palmer Invitational, where the fairways aren't large. 296, that's pretty damn good. Masters Tournament, he's fine. He's north of average. Whatever. But look at the guys who win. Well, this is a DFS show, Byron. It's a parlay of 6 golfers. We talking about winners. You either have to be a masher or one of the top accuracy guys. Also, it's wet and rough will be thicker than ever. All the guys you highlighting are not winning. I might have to. Yeah, absolutely. Sungjae is a great play this week too. I don't mind going narrow, by the way, but like narrow with these types of overused stat. You just said paths to victory. Did I say paths to victory? I don't know if I said those exact words, but maybe I did. Wyndham Clark. I want to look at Wyndham Clark. No, get out of the picker. Oh my God. Okay, here you go, Byron. What does this look like? From the Wells Fargo down, 309, 305, 301, 298, 296, 290, 289, 288. That's Wyndham Clark leading all the way up into the Wells Fargo Championship. Oh, that's 2024. I'm sorry. Let's go to 2023. Same difference. 312, 310, 275, 311, 284, 290, 296, 304, 319, 311, 301. Or 300. That is Justin Thomas this year. 312 being the most, leading up into his victory. That was at his victory. Or 319. Sorry, 319. Yeah, JT's not short. He's not short. Look at all the winners, you say. Well, I'm looking at Wyndham Clark, who won the Wells Fargo Championship in 2023. His lead-in stats for all of his drives, his driving distance, is very similar to Justin Thomas. Like, come on. This is, oh gosh, dang it. This is JT. 312, 302, 296. This is the same as Wyndham Clark. $319 was his highest when he won at the Wells Fargo. Yeah, you're right. Man, okay. This type of narrowness when it comes to golf betting is ridiculous. Ridiculous. How narrow that is. It's like the people that talk about driving accuracy. I just showed you 2 fairways is the difference between 57% and 42%. Like 2 fairways. What's the difference of 6 yards? Like I also heard someone talk about this, like, you know, the difference of 6 miles an hour on your ball speed, not even 6 miles an hour. It was just 6 yards is what they use. 3 miles an hour difference on ball speed is the difference sometimes of 40 yards. No shit. That obviously can happen anywhere. All right, fine. Byron, I'm doing a bet with you right now. Justin Thomas, you find his equivalent, and you and I are betting straight up. Straight up. I will pick Justin Thomas over whoever you want to choose. Straight up. I'll be happy. Happier than pigs and shit. Seriously. Happier. I know. 2 fairways is 8. Yeah, 6 fairways out of 14. It's 42%. 8 fairways out of 14. What is that? 62% actually? So it actually, what, it increases even more? No, this is the stuff. This is the stuff where you will lose your bets by being this narrow. I can't wait. This is the perfect time. When Byron is off of a guy that you should just clearly be on is when you should actually play the dude. Okay, there was something I wanted to mention earlier on in the video that I forgot to. I said I had a hot take. Had a hot take that I didn't get to. My hot take is this. I think Rory McIlroy is determined to win all 4 major championships this year. I think even so much more, because like he finally got the Masters win. Now the next goal is to get all 4 in one season, or to get 4 in a row. Dude, he's been so close. He almost won the US Open last year. He's been close to winning the Open, and what were we going back to his hometown or his home golf course? Like, dude, I could see Rory. It would not surprise me if Rory went all 4. Patrick Reed over JT, come, yeah, sign me up. Case of beer. We can celebrate this case of beer when I come down to visit you. 3 accuracy, 3 mashers. See, I would do 2 accuracy and 4 mashers is what I would do. I think Rory McIlroy is going to win this tournament. I don't think so, Shot Karn. I don't think Rory is going to fold. It's like I get reminded of Dragon Ball Z. This is like Goku not being able to take down Frieza and having to get absolutely demolished year after year after year, you know, fight after fight after fight until he gets to the point where he gets to Super Saiyan 2. I think we have Rory McIlroy. He's not Super Saiyan. Well, I guess in this scenario or in this explanation, I think he got to Super Saiyan 2 and he can beat Frieza. And Frieza is going to be 4 in a row. I honestly don't think Rory goes back to the mental midget Rory that he was before. I don't think he does. Andrew Licciardi. I bet it's Licciardi, right? Daniel Berger, top 10. I don't hate it. I don't mind it. I'm sorry for getting on a tangent, but Byron can get me onto these things sometimes. I blame you, Byron. You got it, Byron. We're doing it. You like that analogy? All right, what else do we want to talk about? I think it's JT and Rory for me. I think that's how I'm going to build my lineups. I build most of my lineups JT and Rory, and I actually really like to add Patrick Cantlay to those lineups. That's kind of my go-to. It will not have Michael Kim in them though. We built 152 lineups tonight. That's insane. Insane. I think Xander will make a run at it. I do like Xander too. Like it is difficult. It's not a bad lineup. I really don't like Pendrith either. Pendrith just, I kind of have like kind of have a rule. If a golfer has a weird golf swing, well, I get reminded of Jim Furyk now. But Furyk was just a different beast. Taylor Pendrith is nothing like Jim Furyk. If someone has a weird golf swing, they have a short They have a short shelf life for success on the tour. Really don't want JJ Spawn either. JJ Spawn might be one of those optimizer guys that just ends up being inside the top 10, even though I don't want to play him. I like this lineup. Keegan with Rio. Rio's in my dummy lineup. I do like the assassin. Penrith averaging 307. Yeah, no, he's a good driver of the golf ball. I just think he's kind of lame in all the other stat categories. So I won't lie, I'm not really digging how these lineups look. Although this one's, I really don't like Adam Scott in these lineups. Could have Tom Hoagie come back, that's fine. Mac Hughes can come back, that's fine. Rio Assatsine can come back. That's kind of the issue with the optimizer sometimes too. Just always picks like very familiar names. This one's fine. I like this one. Ricky Fowler this week? Sign me up. I don't mind Ricky Fowler. Eric Cole, Max Grazerman. I mean, Max would be fine. He mashes it off the tee. Eric Cole does not, but I'm not I don't worry about that kind of thing. I do and I don't. I like something like this. It's a lot of Grazerman. 5,600 Max Grazerman. The $25 is horrible structure. First mill, second is 100K, and then drops off a cliff. Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of the winner take alls that I like to play. And that's how I treat them. Like, that's how I treat the Millie Maker. I'm not going in there trying to put $25 and hoping 50% of the field cashes. I'd like to go into a $25 contest where only 10% of the contest wins money. Sign me up, man. I love those winner take all contests. In fact, I'd much rather it be like a $25 and only let in 15,000 people and just, or whatever the math is, to have $1 million for the first prize. I'd join that one in a heartbeat. There we go. That's the lineup right here. That's the lineup. This is the one I like. If I was to build one lineup, I like this one. Small ball hitter, two small ball hitters, and then I got some smashers. Love it. I ran Byron out of here. He probably has the baby. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any things to go over? Anything? Oh, I wish I liked Kurt Kitayama because I also like this lineup too. But I don't. I will go over more of these lineups tomorrow during the members only video. Ryan Thomas, what's up, man? Just tuned in. Quick summary for Jordan. Since I assumed you talked about it already, any extra motivation to win? So I guess there's a couple things I think about Jordan Spieth. I heard he injured himself practicing last week at the Truist Championship, and I have no idea how he ended up finishing. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Johnny Two Bats, what's going on, man? Where is Jordo? Actually, I want to look at this page. So Jordo finished 34th, and he went 70, 68, 68, 70. So that's not terrible. It was a par 70, though. So I guess it wasn't super great. 3 birdies in round 1, 6 birdies in round 2. That's not bad. 4-4, that's okay. No eagles. Yeah, it's pretty benign. Nothing super great, nothing super bad. Bogeys were somewhat at a minimum, so that was fine also. I want to believe more in Jordan Spieth, but I don't think he gets it done. It's a fun narrative, and I think, you know, it'd be funny to have Jordan Spieth get it right after Rory got his career Grand Slam, just to, you know, pipe it into Rory. I just don't think Jordo hits the ball that straight. I guess I can do the legwork on this, right? So if I go to Jordan, 46, 57, these are his last couple tournaments. 46, 57, 64, 78 at the Masters. That's really good. With a 303 driving distance. Okay, hey, I can actually change my tune on Jordan. This is really good driving accuracy to go with his distance. Maybe not so much last week, but again, what I heard through the grapevine is that he kind of hurt himself on the driving range because he was practicing really hard. I mean, I'll have some flyers on him. I don't have an issue with, you know, taking a couple flyers on Jordan, but I just don't think his game is sharp enough yet. He's close. 18th, 14th, 12th, 28th. He's close. Let's look at his 2025. Let's look at his summary. Let's look at averages. So, yeah, he's averaging just less than 3 bogeys per round. He's averaging about 4 birdies per round. So just by scoring wise, that's fine. Some of these high rounds aren't very good. 78, 79, 74, 76. But I mean, recently, what's his worst score? 76. That was just once. This goes all the way back to the Cognizant. We can even go back to the AT Pebble Beach. That was 79, but that was coming back from injury, right? Like something happened that day. I can't remember. But he followed that his injury up at the WM Phoenix Open, shooting 16 under. Missed the cut at Torrey. This what you would almost want to use Torrey Pines as a comp course to this one, right? Sort of. Players. Difficult track. Last round, not great. Yeah, I just... man, like I want Jordan to do well, but I don't think I can get there. Yeah, he had his interview today, pretty much said he wanted to win bad. Maybe his ownership will sway. Okay. Shy Carden, I don't know if you left already, but good luck to you too, man. Looking forward to a great week, says Johnny Two Bats. Awesome. His driving has been pretty fantastic for going on a year, but his magic beans have been missing. Yeah. Well, if you're driving the ball straighter, you're not finding yourself into trouble, so you don't have to use any magic beans to get out of trouble. Listen, if you think, if you want to play Jordan Spieth in a DFS lineup, I think that's totally fine. I have no issue with that. I don't think he wins though. I think I kind of look at golfers in like a couple different lights. One is, can they win? I don't think Jordan can win. The second is, can they push to win? And I think what Jordan's his best route, or the best that he can do, is probably going to be a 4th place finish. And I think he'll get that by charging up the leaderboard on Sunday, but I think he'll be too far away. It's kind of my thought process on it. I think that's his best possibility, his best finish possibility is 4th. Maybe even 2nd. You know, if you get all the way up to 4th, you probably have a possibility to get to 2nd. I just think someone is gonna, I wouldn't say run away with this tournament, but I think when we look back at the last couple Wells Fargo championships, since those were played at Quail Hollow, you know, you've got these gaps, 5-shot difference, but then when you look at 3rd place, you know, like 6 under was 4th place. 2nd place was 12 under. 15 under for 2nd place. And then there's a 4-shot difference between 5th and 2nd, which is not that big. 2-shot win for Max. Oh, that was at TPC. We won't use that. And 2010, I guess Rory didn't run away with it there. That was pretty close. Everybody within the top 3 had opportunities. 2019, you kind of get what I was talking about, you know, 15 being up there. J-Day, there's a 4-shot difference between 4th and 1st. And I also don't know how these guys finished. So I don't know if it was a runaway or if the leader, you know, fell back. McIlroy with the 7-shot lead in 2015. Well, I'll say this. If there's a known name, except for Rory in what year was it? 2021? If can, never mind. I'm trying to make this more than what it is, and it really isn't. But I feel like this is what's going to happen at this PGA Championship. You're going to have 2 guys that are going to be battling for 1st, and then one guy's just going to separate just enough. And then Jordan Spieth is going to live right in here somewhere. His best finish is somewhere in there, which will look like he was close, but I don't think he'll ever be close. I am back. I had Mrs. Maniac interrupt our fight/bet. He's got some of those JT doubles in him for sure. I'm talking about Jordo. He can get some fantasy points with the Eagle Birdie double combos. Eagle Birdie? Is that like for FanDuel? Does FanDuel have something like that? I didn't realize the music stopped. What the heck? What the heck? Byron, I'm probably gonna take off soon. I got nothing really to add. We can certainly talk, but I'm gonna get off of this pretty soon. Only so much bright lights that I can take into the face. What's going on, AJ Love? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple questions. If there are any, let me know. If not, we're gonna log off for the night. I will be back tomorrow for the members only stream. If you're not a member, you gotta be a white tier plus member. I really dive into trying to find, you know, like the anchor plays that I want to build my lineups around. And a lot of that members only is just me building my lineups and kind of going, like, talking it through what I'm doing, what my strategy is for the week. Because tomorrow night is the last night to build lineups. I'm not an early riser, so I don't build them in the morning. Stay up and build them Wednesday night. Okay. If you do have any questions, you can always email me at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com. You can also DM me on X. All that good stuff. You'll rewind? Awesome. I think Ludwig might be key this week. I no signs are pointing to that, but maybe, you know, hopefully. I like Ludwig. It'd be nice to see him get his first major win. All right. That's going to do it for me. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.